The student awakening ceremony was only halfway through when a B-rank skeleton king suddenly attacked, sending everyone scattering in a panic. And yet a young boy dared to stand up and challenge this terrifying monster. Even as his body was burned away, leaving only bones, the boy didn't even flinch. All because Isezuki carried an intense hatred. A hatred for all monsters, especially the Demon King, who had taken everything from him. First, let's talk about the background of this world. One day, the sky suddenly darkened as if the apocalypse had arrived. On that very day, countless strange stone pillars fell from above, immediately after a giant barrier was deployed, enveloping the entire world. Humanity watched in horror as the towering stone columns shot up toward the heavens. Then, monsters known as calamity beasts broke through the barrier and invaded the human world. A colossal world-ending demon appeared, casually trampling all living things underfoot. Following it were countless other demons swarming like ants. They brutally slaughtered humanity, and terrified screams echoed everywhere. Many were killed instantly. Others struggled to escape their claws. The main intersection had lost its former appearance. Only rubble and scattered corpses remained splattered with blood amidst the ferocious monsters. As if granted the power of destruction, they rampaged everywhere, firing beams of energy. They fired at any survivor they saw. A mother fleeing with her child pushed her son forward to protect him as danger closed in. Suddenly, a voice called out in Izuki's ear, "Izuki!" Izuki snapped out of it and turned to Sarah, who was standing beside him. She asked curiously, "What's wrong? You totally zoned out." He replied, "It's nothing." Sarah looked at him suspiciously. "Really? Look, your face is covered in tears." Then she asked, "So why were you crying?" Jimoji came up from behind and put a friendly arm around Izuki's shoulder. "You're just sleepy, right? You're usually asleep at this time anyway. But today there's a sudden school-wide assembly. Besides that teacher, he's dressed so weirdly." Onstage mentor in an outfit that covered him from head to toe began to speak. After the calamity beasts appeared, individuals with the power to fight back emerged in the community. They are called the Awakened. 15 years ago, before the largest calamity beast attack occurred on the north bank of the Blue River, Awakened from all over the world gathered crossed the river and pushed them back. That was the battle known as the River Crossing War. Since then, the attacks have lessened, but recently the number of falling stone pillars has skyrocketed. A large-scale attack similar to the River Crossing War is very likely to happen in the near future. Jimoji looked at him in surprise. That man is the commander-in-chief of the northern continent. Mentor. Izuki silently committed the name to memory. Mentor. I've definitely heard that name before. I thought he would be some old geezer with a hunchback and a long beard, but he looks even stranger than I imagined. Jimoji continued. Despite his appearance, he was the very first awakened. Thanks to him, we learned about the stone pillars and the calamity beasts. What's more, he's the strongest awakened. Even Jin Shuei, who holds the title Light of Humanity, was once his student. Mentor spoke up, announcing, "Recent research has shown that even ordinary unawakened people can become awakened with a certain probability by touching a stone pillar. Today, I am here for all of you to do just that. Become awakened and devote yourselves to the fight against the calamity beasts." As soon as he finished speaking, energy radiated from his palm, engulfing the stage. From it, a giant stone pillar emerged, rising from the ground. The students shouted excitedly, "A stone pillar, is that magic? What's so surprising about this? This is like a dream." "Please make me an awakened," Jimoji joyfully asked Izuki. "Did you hear that? We finally have a chance to become awakened." Izuki lowered his head, his voice deep as he uttered, "Finally." Seeing Izuki walk away, Jimoji called out from behind, "Hey, don't leave me behind." Sarah stood in front of him, blocking his path. "Wait, Izuki, wait for your turn." But Izuki ignored her and brushed past. His eyes flashed with a sinister red light, his voice unable to hide his excitement. "Finally, this day has come." On stage, person after person placed their hand on the stone pillar to be tested. A guard standing by announced, "No good, next." The students expressed their concern. That guy set 6 records in his first year. Even an athlete like him couldn't do it. So how am I supposed to succeed? A friend advised maybe athletic ability has nothing to do with it. It's too early to give up. The guard's calm voice rang out, "Next." But the calls of failure continued. A group of friends chattered. No one has awakened yet. I thought this would be easy. Is our school going to be a total failure? The next name was called out. Next, Hikazu Oishi. A girl spoke up. I really don't want that guy to become an awakened. Her friend next to her agreed. He's already such a bully. If he awakens, it'll be a total nightmare. A frightened boy pointed to the stage. Look, the stone pillar is changing. A current of lightning radiated from around the pillar and Hikaru Oishi. He smugly thought that after this, Nento and that beauty beside him would have to notice me. The information panel displayed Hikaru Oishi, human level 0, class Lightning Elementalist, talent Lightning grade 2 private, stats attack 5 speed, 3 defense, 2 magic power 2, total 12. Agaha said, annoyed, finally someone at level 0. The total stats are usually 5, but he has 12. He must be better than average. Hikaru Oishi was very smug. Isn't that old man? Neno going to say something to me. The first awakened here, but he was pushed aside as Izuki stepped forward. A vein popped on Hikaru Oishi's forehead from rage. What the hell do you think you're doing? Touching me with your filthy hands. You wanna die? The students below whispered, who's that guy? He just cut in line. Someone recognized him. That's Izuki from class 5. He's screwed. Once Hikaru Oishi targets you, there's no escape. Agaha whispered, I can feel an incredibly intense emotion from that student. Izuki raised his hand and touched the stone pillar. He thought to himself, I've engraved every detail of that day into my mind, so I'll never forget my hatred for those spirit beasts. My determination is completely different from everyone else's. A look of astonishment appeared in Nento's eyes. A guardian deity seemed to appear behind Izuki, its presence extraordinary. The energy around the stone pillar changed violently. The space seemed to freeze a powerful surge of energy. Like a giant flower enveloped the entire stage and spread throughout the school. The students covered their mouths in terror. Someone fell to the ground. Amazing. This looks even more spectacular than the awakening of Hikaru Oishi. That flower is over 100 meters tall. Jimozu shared his joy. Izuki, you did it. Agaha couldn't contain her surprise. This is a phenomenon that only occurs when the rarest class, the Annihilator, appears. Nento was intrigued. I wonder how strong he'll become. I have high hopes for this boy. Hikaru Oishi couldn't accept it. Veins bulged on his face as his spotlight was stolen. Izuki was even more shocked. Where am I? Did I awaken? He was sitting cross-legged inside a blooming flower in his consciousness. A notification panel appeared, stunning Izuki. Izuki, human level 0 fixed, class Annihilator, talent Nirvana, special grade fixed level. Stats increase upon acquiring new skills, removes all negative effects and fully recovers. Skill Super Mimicry rank Z, analyzes the enemy's attack and allows for comprehension. Have a counter skill, stats attack 0 speed 0. Defense 0 magic power 0 total 0. Izuki's face darkened. Everything is 0. A series of new notifications popped up. Learned rank Z skill Super Mimicry. Special grade talent Nirvana activated. All stats increased by 200. He cheered inwardly. I get it. If I learn skills through Super Mimicry, I'll gain stats through Nirvana. Even if I can't level up, I can still get stronger in my own way. This gave Izuki a surge of powerful confidence. I don't know what level this makes me equivalent to, but I've definitely become an awakened. I will annihilate all of those calamities, the spirit beasts. The light from the flower radiated in all directions, leaving everyone in awe. So bright, my eyes. In that dazzling light, Izuki's silhouette appeared, looking majestic. This was something Hikaru Oishi could not accept. Hikaru Oishi went mad with rage, his eyes turning bloodshot. This guy? No way. He unleashed a bolt of lightning that shot through the crowd of students. A failure like you should have just stayed in your place. The current snaked from behind, rushing towards Izuki on the stage. Hikaru Oishi swore, I'll erase you with the skill I just learned. Silver Serpent. The moment the first lightning current reached him, Izuki's information panel lit up. Detected rank C skill, Silver Serpent. Super Mimicry activated. Analysis progress 27%. 57%, 69%. With a flash, Izuki turned into a streak of white electricity and vanished from the stage. The students were shocked. Where's Izuki? There was a flash of lightning, and he just disappeared. When the progress reached 88%, Izuki appeared behind Hikaru Oishi. Like the Grim Reaper, he broke out in a cold sweat. He's behind me. Damn it, I can't move. Izuki's cold voice rang in his ear. Consider yourself lucky you're human. If you were a spirit beast, I would have killed you 100 times over by now. After Hikaru Oishi regained his senses, he collapsed to the ground in terror. Murmurs spread through the crowd. When did Izuki get there? Hikaru Oishi was so scared he collapsed. When the progress reached 100%, Izuki thought to himself, since it's just a rank C skill, the analysis speed is really fast. Analysis of Silver Serpent complete. Acquired rank C skill, Lightning Shockwave. Lightning Shockwave Level 1. Activation can absorb lightning-based attacks of rank C or lower. Increases speed by 50% when releasing the absorbed energy. Uses 0 out of 3. Passive plus 5% speed for each rank C lightning-based attack absorbed. Current 0%. Learned Lightning Shockwave Level 1, all stats plus 10. All negative effects removed and fully recovered. Izuki appeared before everyone surrounded by lightning and blooming flower petals. The students gasped in awe. Izuki is covered in lightning now. The light is even brighter than Hikaru Oishi's. As Kazu Oishi panicked, how the hell did that guy learn a skill like that? His stats went up again. Suddenly the sky turned dark and heavy raindrops began to fall. The students were surprised. It was just sunny a moment ago. Rain, something's falling. Through the thick rain, a giant stone pillar fell from the sky. Agaha was shocked. A stone pillar? Why now, all of a sudden? Nento added, and right here of all places. The school assembly is temporarily suspended. Everyone evacuate the school grounds immediately, just like in the drills. He thought to himself, there's no doubt about it. I'm their target. Agaha urged, let's run. Fighting isn't our strong suit. Nento shook his head. If we run too, it'll just cause more panic. Look, that guy is much braver than we are. Just as the panicked students ran in the opposite direction, only Izuki bravely moved forward toward the stage where the stone pillar was crashing down. Agaha couldn't believe it. Why aren't you running? The stone pillar slammed down, creating a massive shockwave. Dust and smoke billowed everywhere. Jimoji called out in fear. Hey, a spirit beast is coming. Let's get out of here. Izuki declared grimly, I will wipe them all out. Jimoji worried, what are you talking about? If you don't run, you'll die. Sarah agreed, Jimuzu is right. You just awakened. You can't fight that thing. Leave it to the other awakened ones. But Izuki wouldn't listen. His voice was strangely reassuring. Trust me. Sarah pulled Jimuzu away. Fine. If you die, don't blame me. Jimuzu was still worried. Is he really going to do it? That thing is a spirit beast, a mobile killing machine. But no one knew at that moment that Izuki was ecstatic. To think my first enemy after awakening is the same kind of creature that murdered my parents. I'm so damn lucky. The Spirit Beast's information panel displayed Bone Soldier 10,369 level 8, talent level 2 plus 100% defense. If the opponent's attack is higher than its defense, the talent is nullified. Skill: Bonefire rank B, stats attack 15 speed, 10 defense, 120 plus 120, mana 30, total 295. It stood imposingly before Izuki, ready for their first battle. Everyone, Izuki wondered, should I try out the skill I just learned? Lightning flared around his body. With lightning speed, Izuki charged straight at the Bone Soldier, vowing in his heart, I won't let anyone else die. A palm strike crackling with lightning shot powerfully towards the Bone Soldier. A deafening roar shook the entire stage as dust and smoke billowed high into the air from afar. The students looked back in astonishment, exclaiming, Oh my god, that Izuki guy is so strong. Maybe we don't need to run anymore. I can't believe he sent it flying with just one punch. Lan Lam thought to herself, a newly awakened rookie can blow away a level 8 calamity spirit beast. Nento praised Izuki's courage and strength are on a completely different level. compared to other level 0s, but even so, defeating a bone soldier is still impossible. They possess two troublesome abilities. The first is their talent that increases their defense to monstrous levels. The second is the bone fire skill, a flame that can incinerate anything. On the stage, Izuki was being attacked by bone fire. The bone soldier's undying blue flame enveloped him. His two close friends called out in worry, "Izuki!" But Hikaru Oishi gloated, "You don't know your place. Once that bone fire touches you, you'll be nothing but ash." A notification panel appeared. Rank B skill detected. Bone fire. Super mimicry activated. Progress 1%, 25%. Izuki realized the analysis speed increased whenever an enemy used a skill directly on him. Agaha worried. Even a level 10 awakened one wouldn't stand a chance of survival if hit directly by that move. But when she saw Izuki was completely unharmed, she was amazed. "I can't believe a new genius has appeared who can kill a calamity spirit beast before even maturing." Analysis progress 77%, 81%. Izuki tore off his outer shirt, revealing a white bone structure underneath, just like the bone soldiers. He thought to himself, "So this is what it feels like to have your body burned. It must have been so painful." The familiar face of his mother appeared in his mind, half of her face scorched by bone fire. Nento observed and realized Izuki still hasn't used his full strength. He declared coldly, "That's right. Once this analysis is complete, you will die." Notification. Analysis progress updated to 100%. The group of friends was losing faith. Isn't this too much for someone who just awakened? Why was I so stupid to put my faith in that guy? But one friend still held on to a sliver of hope. "Look, that lotus flower has appeared again. If it's Izuki, he'll show us another miracle." Izuki was eager. "Now then, what kind of skill will I learn this time?" System update. Analysis of bone fire complete. Acquired black ice secret level 2. Active effect. Consume mana to continuously create ice on the body's surface capable of blocking fire-type skills of rank B or lower. Passive effect. Increase defense by 10% when blocking fire-type skills of rank B or lower. Current 0%. Acquired black ice secret level 2. All stats increased by 20%. All negative effects removed and fully restored. New stats: attack 230 plus 21 speed, 230 plus 21 defense, 230 plus 210 mana, 230 plus 210 total 920 plus 840. Izuki was certain, even though I used my full strength before, I still couldn't break through its defense. But now that my attack stat has increased this much, I will succeed. His body returned to a perfect state without a single wound. Izuki stood enveloped by a brilliant blue flower. The students cheered with joy. "Oh my God, he's still alive." "That's right, I knew he could do it." "And that complete recovery? It's like a miracle." Agaha wondered, does he have a recovery skill? But wasn't he just using a lightning-type skill? Nento mused, "They say the Annihilator is the most mysterious class, but Izuki is an exception. I never expected him to recover so perfectly. Could he even recover if his limbs were severed or his brain was destroyed? I'm curious about the limits of this skill." The bone soldier continued to unleash bone fire to destroy Izuki. A blazing blue flame rushed forward. A blue flower enveloped Izuki's entire body, and intense heat radiated from him as a layer of ice armor appeared to shield him. Only his eyes glowing with a dangerous red light were visible. Just as the bone fire struck, Izuki teleported behind it in a flash. A towering, gigantic arm covered in lightning was raised. He had transformed into his combat form, his body now larger and encased in a full suit of armor. Izuki launched his second attack, a bolt of heavenly lightning, like the slash of a blade. It slashed across the bone soldier's body. The onlookers were stunned. He flew behind the spirit beast in an instant, like he teleported. Only the awakened could see his movements. Hikaru Oishi was terrified. I couldn't see a thing. Just like last time, Agaha was suspicious. Is this guy really a rookie? Not only does he have sturdy armor protecting his body, but he can also create weapons in any shape he wants. That's a god-tier skill for both offense and defense. Suddenly, a voice called out, making Izuki pause. Jamuzu rushed over and hugged him tightly. "Izuki, I'm so glad you won. I was so worried. He asked with concern, where's Sarah? Only then did Izuki realize she wasn't by his side. Wait, she's not here. Seeing his face, which looked like he was about to cry, Jimoji comforted him. She probably went to the memorial. Because she's afraid of being left behind. Izuki thought to himself, is she mad at me? Agaha was amazed. I can't believe that guy defeated a bone soldier that even high-level awakened struggle with. Nento reminded Agaha, stay here and help clean up. Also leave a message for the principal that I'll be taking this young man with me. Jimoji patted Izuki's shoulder. There's no way Sarah would be mad that you won. Suddenly a voice came from behind. You're Izuki, right? He turned to see Nento approaching. A group of students started murmuring, look, Mentor is talking to him. Maybe he's going to take him on as a disciple. No way. His only disciple is Kusunaji Sachumi, the strongest in history. Jimozu, knowing his place, backed away. Well, I'll go find Sarah then. When only the two of them were left, Mentor remarked, you're quite special. Izuki was surprised to hear those words. He continued, I can feel that your heart is shrouded in resentment and hatred. That's what makes me curious. I want to know why. Izuki lowered his head, his gaze distant. 15 years ago, my parents were killed by a spirit beast while trying to protect me. Back then, I was just a little boy forced to watch the horrific scene. He recounted, I was almost killed too, but an awakened saved me. Right before my eyes, I watched my mother burn to death. Then she said, you'll have to walk the rest of the path on your own. At that moment, I could only stare blankly and whisper, Mom. I blame myself. My father and mother died because of me. Nento refuted him. You're wrong. The source of everything that happened in front of you that day was that cruel spirit beast. Hatred surged within him. Izuki growled, I swore that I would wipe out every last spirit beast, leaving none behind. Nento was curious. You still cry even when your heart has been consumed by hatred. Izuki placed a hand over his right eye. Ever since I got this cursed eye, my tears stopped flowing. But now tears are falling from my right eye on their own. Thanks to this, I will never forget my hatred for those calamitous spirit beasts. Nento took the initiative and offered, do you want to become my disciple? I will get you into the Savior Alliance and grant you overwhelming power to carry out your revenge. Izuki was surprised. The Savior Alliance mentor explained, it's an organization established by the government of the Southern Continent 6. It gathers powerful awakened from all over the world. Its purpose is to fight the calamitous spirit beasts more effectively and scientifically. You can think of it as a regular army. Its members are called saviors. They are provided with private training grounds, extremely powerful weapons, and high salaries. Even rookies in training receive 10,000 gold per month. Izuki was astonished, thinking to himself, 10,000 gold. With that much money, you could even buy a car. Nento reminded him, of course, such generous treatment isn't free. Saviors must always fight on the front lines and protect the people. Izuki pondered. To be honest, I don't care about the high salary or the resources. The most important thing is being able to fight the spirit beasts on the front lines. He made his decision. I want to become a savior too. Mentor revealed, every year in February, the Savior Alliance holds an exam called the National Savior Alliance Tournament. With over 10,000 participants, contestants are scored based on their performance. Only the top 100 will qualify. Izuki immediately asked, what's the highest score ever recorded? Nento hesitated. It's not really a useful reference, but the record is 15,000 points set by Kusunaji Sachumi 11 years ago. If you can get 30% of that score, you'll pass. Get 50% and you could be at the top. Izuki was surprised. Kusunaji Sachumi. Is that the strongest awakened that Jimozu mentioned, the one called the Light of Humanity? Number. Nento assessed Kusunaji Sachumi is very special. Comparing yourself to him will only lead to despair. But be confident. With your talent, you can stand on equal footing with him. Izuki vowed, I will surpass Kusunaji Sachumi. This confident promise shocked Mentor. He placed his faith in him. You will surely make a name for yourself. All the young people are trying to follow in his footsteps. If you only follow, you can't win the war against the spirit beasts. One day, someone will appear like the morning sun rising to replace the setting sun. I eagerly await that future. Nento thought to himself, the morning sun I've been waiting for has finally appeared. When he brought Izuki to a bizarrely shaped building, the boy was surprised. What is that? Nento revealed, the stone pillars are like pathways connecting this world to the world of the spirit beasts. That's why if you only kill the monsters and leave the pillars alone, and they will just keep appearing. This building is a facility to isolate the indestructible pillars. The awakened periodically clear out the spirit beasts from the pillars, which keeps the scale of the barrier contained. At the same time, this is also a training ground. Izuki understood. So, this is a training area. Mentor confirmed. Yes, we call them level stages. The number of spirit beasts that appear cannot be controlled. So, it's very dangerous inside, especially the stage right in front of us. It has the highest mortality rate for rookies. It's also known as the rookie graveyard. He recounted back in the day. Tsunajizacimi, when he was just a budding awakened, cleared it in only 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Izuki said, I want to surpass him. Let me finish it in 3 minutes. Nento set a condition. If you can clear this in 3 minutes, I will take you as my disciple. The story pauses here. With a great challenge awaiting, Mitsuki Nento's appearance caused a stir among the crowd. Look, it's Lord Nento. Is that the rumored rookie next to him? Impossible. Unless he's an awakened on the same level as Tsunajizacimi, there's no way. How could he possibly be walking beside Lord Nento? Mitsuki glanced at the person next to him, thinking, is this guy really that famous? On the door in front of him, the notice clearly displayed, Level 10, 2 levels higher than a skeleton soldier. I wonder how strong it is, Mitsuki mused. He sensed something unusual. No one around seemed to have any intention of entering the stage. From behind, the crowd murmured, is that guy really going to enter the stage, even though he's just a rookie? That calmness. He must have a high level awakened with him. I wish they'd take me in too. Someone scoffed. Nah, he's just here to hit on the pretty receptionist. So delusional just because he's got a pretty face. Izuki approached the receptionist. I want to enter the stage. She agreed. All right. How many challengers? Izuki replied nonchalantly. Just me. His words made the surroundings fall dead silent. No one spoke. Out of kindness, the receptionist advised, please don't joke around. It's not funny. Are you just here to watch? Or if you're planning to hit on girls here, it's useless. This may be an artificial stage, but it's a dangerous place. You could get injured or even killed. She thought to herself, what is this guy talking about? The sound of mocking laughter rose from behind again. See? He's obviously here to pick up girls. Some people treat these stages like a place for a date. Usually they get an earful and then scurry off home. Mitsuki repeated, it seems you're misunderstanding something. I have absolutely no interest in you. I'm really just here to challenge this stage. Exasperated, she said, you don't have to act tough just to save face. I'll give you my contact info, so please just go home. Izuki's attitude became intimidating. Don't make me repeat myself. I don't care about your contact information. Just let me in. That's all I want. The frightened receptionist handed him the bracelet. All right. If you die, I'm not taking any responsibility for it. Izuki thought, annoyed. She should have just let me in from the start, making me say it over and over. The crowd watched him put on the bracelet with contempt. What an idiot. He was trying to get her contact info. This isn't the time to act tough. A level 0 rookie challenging a level 10 stage, that's suicide. They started placing bets. I bet he'll run away in less than a minute. But he seems pretty confident. He has a special grade talent too, so maybe he's for real, someone said, reading Izuki's information panel. Human, level 0 fixed, class self-annihilator, talent special grade private, skills private, stats private. The person next to him refuted, for an awakened. Talent is just a secondary factor. The most important thing is level. If your level is low, even having a special grade talent is meaningless. Mitsuki arrived at the door, looking at the bracelet on his wrist. My personal information has been registered on this bracelet, so I can get in by scanning it. A notification appeared. Request from awakened Izuki has been approved. He stretched his muscles. The deal is 3 minutes. Let's start. The countdown began. Time was running. Izuki dropped his previous leisurely demeanor. Becoming incredibly dangerous, he rushed inside. As he ran, he assessed the area. The space inside is bigger than I thought, even if it's artificial. This is my first time entering a stage. Izuki's footsteps halted as he sensed them. They're here! Ahead was a spirit beast. Information displayed Mach 1307, Race Wood Spirit, Grade B, Talent None. Stats Attack 48, Speed 48, Defense 53, Mana 24, Total 174. He unleashed a devastating blow without a moment's hesitation. After destroying the wood spirit, Izuki looked with satisfaction at his arm, which had transformed into an axe. An axe to chop wood. How fitting. He sneered. How does it feel to watch your comrade get chopped in half, huh? A swarm of stumpy wood spirits surrounded him. Izuki scoffed. You rotten pieces of wood. Outside, a worried Agaha asked her mentor, Father, there are plenty of other stages for rookies. Why did you bring him to this place? He explained, he said he would surpass Kusunazi Satami, so I simply brought him to the place where Kusunazi Satami took his first challenge. Are you already convinced that it's impossible to surpass Tsunazi Satumi unless he steps beyond the limits of humanity? He then admonished her way of speaking. Agaha, do you think Tsunaji Satsumi has already surpassed humanity? She lowered her head. I used to think Tsunaji Satsumi was kind and easy to talk to, but I saw him kill a level 97 spirit beast in the blink of an eye. The look in his eyes at that moment, cold, lonely, detached. Those eyes looked as if they no longer belonged to a human. Ninto even deified him, saying he had the eyes of a god. He believed that boy had the potential to defeat Kusunazi Satumi. Right now, he was just an unpolished gem. If Kusunazi Satumi was like a savior god, then Izuki was a demon consumed by hatred, a completely opposite existence within the game. After wiping out all the wood spirits, Izuki realized super simulation wouldn't activate on spirit beasts of this level. A giant spirit beast appeared behind him. Izuki spun around and landed a clean strike, felling the wood spirit. He said with disappointment, Is that all? He went on high alert. A level 10 spirit beast is only this strong. No way! If that's the case, this can't be the rookie graveyard. There must be something else here. Information panel B rank skill, self-regeneration detected, super simulation activated, analysis progress 5%. A sound rang in Izuki's ear. The wood spirit from before had revived. The branches around its body weaved together like silk ribbons, forming a new body. Its branches wrapped around Izuki. He was surprised. It can still regenerate, even though I chopped off half of its head. Notification, Wood Spirit has regenerated. ID 520. Race Wood Spirit. Level 10. Talent rank 2. Defense minus 50%. Regeneration ability significantly increased. Attack stat 110. Speed 100. Defense 60. Mana 180. Total 450. Izuki activated Black Ice. A punch clad in ice armor pierced through the wood spirit's body as he shot forward like an arrow. I have to deal a massive amount of damage in an instant, so it can't regenerate. When the progress reached 19%, he battered the wood spirit. At 21%, a sharp axe kick sliced out, cutting its body in two. Izuki. Not yet, I'll keep cutting you until you can't regenerate anymore. Countless slashes rained down on it continuously. The wood spirit's body was chopped into tiny pieces. The pieces flew everywhere. Izuki let out a sigh of relief and deactivated Black Ice. That should do it. My mana is almost depleted from using Black Ice for so long, but the wood spirit's body parts reconnected, becoming whole again as the progress reached 60%. Branches wrapped around Izuki's entire body. As he dodged, he thought, it's still not dead after all those hits. What a pain. The good news is every time it regenerates, Super Simulation's analysis speed increases. Izuki struggled to dodge deactivating Black Ice to conserve mana. He used Lightning Shockwave to maintain distance. I'll just keep this up until the analysis is complete. The winning strategy is to finish the analysis, but a branch stabbed Izuki in the back. No choice. I'm running out of time. 75%. He activated Lightning Shockwave and Black Ice at the same time to maximize damage and force it to regenerate repeatedly, increasing the analysis speed. Black Ice covered his entire body, crackling with lightning as Izuki tore the wood spirit to shreds. Because he knew that if he couldn't activate Super Simulation before his mana ran out, he would die here. Progress 80%. Izuki decided to go all out, but if I die, it means this is as far as I can go. At 85%, he leaped down from above his arm, transforming into a sharp blade. The wood spirit was shocked to see its opponent so close. Just then, Izuki coughed up blood. Damn it. Sharp branches pierced through his body. He realized he was out of mana. However, simulation at 99%, Izuki was healed, just as I thought. Activating super simulation doesn't cost any mana. This battle is my win. Analysis progress 100%. System has finished analyzing self-regeneration. Acquired Lotus Explosion level 2. Active effect consumes mana to deal explosive damage to enemies within a 5-meter diameter. Power is proportional to the amount of mana consumed. Passive effect. Each time a creature of level 1 or higher is killed by Lotus Explosion, the skill's range increases by 1%. Acquired Lotus Explosion level 2, all stats plus 20, all negative effects removed, all wounds healed. Activate Lotus Explosion. Izuki clapped his hands in celebration. A torrent of fire erupted. It poured down on the wood spirit, its body consumed by the ferocious flames. He clicked his tongue. Lotus Explosion. Not bad. Izuki stood amidst the desolate space shrouded in thick smoke. This power, and I only used 1/3 of my mana. From now on, cleaning up these small fry spirit beasts will be much easier. But I never expected super simulation could restore mana, even when it hits 0. He stopped when he saw a shimmering, colorful karma stone on the ground. What's that? Outside, the receptionist was worried. It's been almost 3 minutes since that rookie went in. But there's no sign of him coming out. We should call the rescue team quickly. System displays Red Alert Level 10 Stage Challenge in progress. Challengers. Izuki. Challenge time 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Agaha was surprised. I don't think he'd lose to a level 10 spirit beast, but killing it in under 3 minutes is impossible. Notification status changed to green. New record achieved. Everyone present was shocked. No way he killed it, but it hasn't even been 3 minutes. Notification update. Challenge successful. Stage level 10. Challenger Izuki. Challenge time 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Record updated. Clear. Izuki stepped out of the spatial gate, his clothes tattered after a life-or-death struggle. Those who had looked down on him now had to rub their eyes and look again. He's really alive. Is that green liquid the spirit beast's blood? He was a full minute faster than Tsunazi Sachumi, and that was a level 10 spirit beast. How the hell? And that rookie is level 0. Are you kidding me? Izuki walked up to Nento. Nento-san, will you officially teach me now? He smiled confidently. Master. Nento was very proud. Well done. You are truly my disciple. Agaha was surprised, thinking to herself, is Dad happy? It's been so long since I've seen him like this. Murmurs spread through the crowd. He's Mentor's disciple. No wonder he could break Tsunaji Sachumi's record. A jealous person sneered, but even if he is his disciple, if he can't level up, he's still just trash. The receptionist approached with a wooden box, her face blushing. This is a gift for breaking the record. Please accept it. And I'm sorry for being rude to you earlier. Izuki was surprised. A gift. He took the box without a second thought. Why let a level 0 rookie challenge a stage like that? Anyone would think it's reckless. Even if it's a complete stranger. Even if someone like me died, it would have nothing to do with you. But the fact that you tried to stop me is proof that you were worried. Thank you. Her face grew even redder. It's nothing. Agaha called out, Hey Izuki, we're going to leave you behind. You seem to be in high spirits. Don't get so excited just because you became Dad's disciple. Izuki wondered, yes, it seems this stage was only easy for you. Should we increase the difficulty? Nento revealed, with your current abilities, you can already challenge a high-level stage. Izuki was astonished. A high-level stage. He explained as he walked. Level isn't the only factor that determines a spirit beast's strength. The most important factor is their race. Races without intelligence that only move on instinct are easy to deal with. But there are races with intelligence equal to or even surpassing that of humans. They are troublesome beings incomparable to ordinary spirit beasts. Agaha added, basically the awakened and spirit beasts are almost the same type of creature. But it's said that currently only we humans possess classes. In other words, stats differ depending on the race. A high-level stage contains those kinds of spirit beasts. So powerful or intelligent. The difficulty is several times that of a normal stage, and since most of the high-level stages on the northern continent are in the North B district, That's your next destination. Any other questions? Izuki frowned, thinking to himself. So the creature I just defeated had no intelligence, and it didn't even scream when it was attacked. Does that mean it didn't feel pain? He asked. If it's an intelligent spirit beast, it can feel pain, right? Agaha, beside him, felt a murderous aura and thought, what is this terrifying presence? What on earth is he thinking? News about Izuki spread quickly. People were discussing, did you hear? Nento-san is planning to let him challenge a high-level stage. If he's the guy who broke Tsunagisa Chumi's record, he'll be fine. High-level stages are completely different from normal ones. On top of that, the stages in the North B district are almost entirely under that man's control. Every awakened who enters a high-level stage there goes missing. The rumor is they were killed by that man. Someone asked in surprise, you mean Kinoshita Zeiji? While the other person asked blankly, who's that? Kinoshita Zeiji. Does he think he's some kind of king? His friend beside him panicked, covering his mouth and shushing him. Shh, be quiet. If he hears you, you'll be dead too. Anyway, who is he? At that moment, in a luxurious room, the son of the North B District's leader, Kinoshita Zeiji, was sitting down while a servant meticulously cleaned the heel of his shoe. The person behind him asked, when will you be departing, sir? He replied contemptuously, every stage in the North B District is under my control. I'll go whenever I feel like it. Kinoshita Zeiji scoffed, lining up is for commoners. Meanwhile, Izuki and the father-daughter duo were resting on a bench under a shady tree. He curiously held up the karma stone, handed it to the old man, and explained, this is from back then. Nento asked, you've seen a karma stone before? Izuki admitted without hesitation, yes. After I defeated the calamity beast in the stage, this dropped. It's exactly the same. He held up the karma stone to examine it. That one was blue. Agaha glanced at the stone in Izuki's hand in surprise. An intermediate karma stone. Something like that appeared in a rookie's stage. Izuki was still confused after listening. What exactly is a karma stone? Agaha suddenly remembered. Oh right, you're new. Let me explain. She began to brief Izuki. Another name for a karma stone is an experience stone. In short, after a calamity beast or an awakened dies, an invisible substance called karma, or you could say experience points, is released from the body. When you absorb that, you level up. Karma stones are stones that contain that karma. Using a karma stone to absorb karma is one of the ways to level up. Agaha was puzzled, but this is strange. Karma stones don't drop that often. Why was it in this stage? Nento had the answer. It seems to be due to the effect of Izuki's innate talent. The other two were surprised and said in unison, innate talent. He explained, normally the karma of the defeated is absorbed by the victor. However, even after defeating 2 calamity beasts, Izuki still hasn't leveled up. In other words, he didn't absorb it. But once karma appears, it doesn't just disappear for no reason. If I'm not mistaken, the karma from the monster that attacked the school was absorbed by the awakened who were present there, meaning it was absorbed by us. On the other hand, a stage is a sealed space. Izuki couldn't absorb the karma that was generated, and there were no other vessels for it. That's why it solidified into a mass and became a karma stone. Agaha was curious. He really can't level up. If he can't level up, then how the hell did his stats increase? Izuki hesitated. About that. Nento's demeanor turned grim as he reminded her, Agaha, an awaken's innate talent is an absolute secret that must not be revealed to others. Have you forgotten? Agaha, knowing she had crossed a line, quickly apologized. I'm sorry. Nento gave Izuki full authority. I'll let you decide whether to sell that karma stone or keep it. I have a meeting with the high command of the 5 continents, so I'll be gone for a while. In the meantime, Agaha will take care of you, but before I go, there are a few things I want you to remember. Nento carefully instructed him. First, keep our relationship a secret. Second, don't tell anyone about your innate talent. Before I return on Tuesday, you are to conquer at least 6 high-level dungeons. Fourth, if you believe something is right, give it your all, no matter what happens. I will always be behind you, supporting you. Having earned his master's trust and support, Izuki obediently replied, Yes, master. At North District B, a dispute was taking place. The 2 sides were arguing loudly. We were here first. Why won't you let us into this dungeon? The son of the Kinoshita family has already reserved it. Go home. The other guy doesn't give a damn. Just because he has a little money, he thinks he can do whatever he wants. That guy isn't even here yet. You could at least let us in first. The guy kept rambling, unaware of the impending danger. I don't know how rich that brat is. But if you don't let me in, I'll report you to the Awakened Association. As soon as he said that, the man was sent flying with a single punch. The one who attacked was a tall, muscular young man. His muscles were bulging. It was Oga. The muscles on his arms were taut. A sharp earthen spike shot towards him. Oga leaned back, dodging it. The attacker was stunned. Impossible. My B-rank skill. Earth spike had no effect. Humph. Oga sneered contemptuously. Not even enough to scratch an itch. The other guy was terrified. Earth spike is a skill that can pierce through anything. This guy must be a monster. His hands were grabbed by Oga. Oga put all his strength into crushing his opponent's wrists. His face took a punch from Oga, and blood gushed from his nose and mouth. This terrified the people around them. Those two, a level 7 and a level 8, were killed instantly without being able to do anything. That big guy is way too strong. Someone recognized him. That's one of the 4 pillars under Kinoshita Jaiji, a level 12 metal elementalist. Oga declared, I won't spare anyone who dares to enter this dungeon. Without Jaiji's permission, if you dare to defy me, you'll end up just like these two. His hand was still gripping the man's neck. These guys will rot right here. Don't even think about helping them. His companion warned, Oga, don't overdo it. That trash is watching us. If you beat up a weak little student too much, I'll get tattled on to the teachers. Oga immediately let go, dropping the guy to the ground. He was caught by Izuki, covered in blood. Izuki's presence made everyone curious. Who's that guy? Didn't he hear he's not supposed to help them? A level 0. He's a dead man. A beautiful woman next to him. I feel like I've seen her somewhere before. Oga's face darkened. Hey, newbie, I told you no one gets through here. And without Jaiji's permission. If you don't want to end up like those two, then be a good boy and go home. Izuki spoke up. I understand. So I have to defeat you to enter the dungeon. Agaha on the line. I'll contact the administrator of North District B. This kind of selfishness can't be allowed. Izuki refused. There's no need. My master told me that if I think something is right, I have to give it my all. He handed the injured person to the woman. Please take care of them. The killing intent radiating from Izuki made someone wary. This guy. Who the hell is he? His information is hidden. Izuki. Human. Level 0 fixed. Class self-annihilator. Talent special grade. Skills private. Stats private. Oga was surprised, even though he's a level 0. He's facing me without a hint of fear. Is it because of his rare class he felt something was wrong? Wait, why do I feel pressured? Even with a rare class, I'm still 12 levels higher. The difference in stats is insurmountable. The guy's information displayed Oga. Human, level 12, class elementalist. Metal, talent tier 2 effect. After metallizing, defense increases by 50% in a stationary state. Skill, metallization. Stats, attack 110. Speed 100, defense 250, mana 145. Total 605. Oga was stunned by his opponent's action. A look of unconcealable shock appeared in his eyes. Reflected in his pupils was the image of Izuki rushing forward, landing a direct punch on him. So strong and precise. This scene horrified the onlookers. So fast. Is he really a level 0? Even at level 8, I'm not sure I could keep up. Izuki's fist smoked because his opponent's face had turned to metal. He was surprised. He blocked it with metallization. Oga's 2 arms, now covered in metal, tapped against each other. Fast. 2 fists came crashing down. But you're lacking in power. Izuki dodged backward. He realized to successfully ambush an enemy more than 10 levels higher, I really need to increase my speed with Thunderquake 3. Izuki's information updated Izuki. Human, level 0 fixed. Class, self-annihilator. Talent, special grade Nirvana. Skills, super mimicry rank Z, Thunderquake. 3 level 1, Black Ice, secret level 2. Lotus Burst, level 2. Stats, attack, 250 speed. 250 defense, 250 mana, 250. Total 1000. Detected C rank skill, metallization. Activating super mimicry. Analysis progress. 1%. Izuki was surprised. A skill threatening enough to activate super mimicry. I have to get serious now. Izuki rushed forward to attack again. Normal attacks can't break through the metallization defense, so I'll just aim for the fleshy parts. Oga's foot stomped heavily on the ground, planting himself. His body was already metallized. His attitude was utterly contemptuous, a weakling with neither strength nor speed. Izuki's plan was halfway successful. He thinks that's my top speed. Oga was careless. Izuki accelerated with Thunderquake 3. Lightning enveloped his body. He raised his fist. Seen this new skill yet? Oga was shocked. A lightning element, Izuki vowed. I won't give you a chance to metallize. Mimicry increased to 59%. Izuki unleashed a barrage of punches on him. The others were frozen. That guy. How can he use a skill from a different class? He's so fast, my eyes can't keep up. Can that level 0 really defeat Oga? Oga was currently gritting his teeth, trying to endure the pain. This is bad. I don't have a chance to metallize, even though he's a level 0. What? How is he so fast? If this keeps up, I'm gonna lose. Oga needs help. Damn it, I can't even speak. Don't you guys just stand there watching, save me. If it's come to this. He had no other choice but to try that move. A powerful energy erupted from his entire body, which had completely metallized. Izuki was surprised. This guy, he's metallized his entire body. Information update, analyzing skill ranks. Metallization, 88%. Oga growled, I'm very grateful. I've never succeeded before in metallizing my entire body. But thanks to you pushing me, I finally did it. He smiled, looking at his current state. A metallized body part increases defense by 50%, and my talent adds another 50% defense when I'm standing still. In other words, my current defense is over 500. I was planning to cut you in half, but as a reward for helping me successfully use my new skill, I'll let you die a gentle death. 2 spectators discussed level 12 with over 500 defense. No one at the same level can break through his defense. He's a real monster. I thought the level 0 would win. Izuki smiled calmly and asked, if I'm not mistaken, metallizing the entire body must consume a huge amount of mana. If you put all your stat points into defense, then your mana pool can't be that high. Progress at 99%. Oga was annoyed. What nonsense are you talking about? He had to admit Izuki's intuition was sharp. A lotus flower enveloped Izuki as he reassured him, don't worry. I won't use a boring tactic like draining your mana to 0. I'll end this right now. Update analysis progress 100%. Agaha glanced at the flower. It's coming. This blue lotus flower. Izuki is about to get stronger again. The people around were surprised to see the flower closing up like a bud. A lotus flower, is this a level 0 skill? It doesn't look like an offensive skill, but how can he defeat Oga with just something like that? Notification analysis complete. Acquired skill. True Piercing Sphere, level 1. Active effect. Fires a perfect sphere with a fixed trajectory. The sphere travels at a speed of 1 meter per second and pierces through all enemies in its path. Ignores all defense stats. Passive effect. Each time an enemy with a higher defense stat than the user is defeated by this sphere, its travel speed will increase by 100%. Current increase 0%. Izuki assessed. Ignores defense. If this hits, I can definitely deal damage. The problem is the travel speed is only 1 meter per second. Even a normal person could dodge that. The timing of the attack is extremely important, but if my opponent is that stationary sandbag, then I don't even need to calculate the timing. He declared the absolute defense he's so proud of. I'll shatter it to pieces. System reminder. Acquired True Piercing Sphere level 1. All stats plus 10. All negative effects removed. All wounds fully healed. 3 new stats. Attack 260 plus 10 speed. 260 plus 10. Defense 260 plus 10 mana. 260 plus 10. Total 1040 plus 40. Izuki pointed toward the True Piercing Sphere floating inside the flower. He himself was looking forward to it. Go on, try and dodge this. System notification, activating True Piercing Sphere. The surrounding people murmured excitedly, that's a skill I've never seen before. So this is an eradicator known as the most mysterious of the 4 classes. Can a skill unleashed by a level 0 eradicator pierce the defense of that level 12 specialist? Os oriates soul. In defense, that confident expression. It must be an incredibly terrifying move. The true piercing sphere glowed brightly, an aura radiating around it as it floated in midair. The others were stunned. There was no reaction from Oga. Someone asked curiously, just a tiny sphere. Is that it? You've got to be kidding me. What a letdown, Oga scoffed. You think you can make me move and nullify my talent's effect with just a tiny sphere like that? How naive. He walked towards the true piercing sphere, confidently declaring, if this is your trump card, then you're about to die a horrible death. But he froze when he saw the sphere pass through his body in an instant. Blood gushed from the wound. Izuki reminded him coldly, I told you to dodge. Because you're human, I only took your right arm. If you were a spirit beast, I would have aimed for the neck. Oga writhed and fell, clutching his severed arm, screaming in pain. My arm! Izuki glanced at the people behind him and called out, what are you all still standing there for? Hurry up and get him to a hospital. Didn't you hear me? I saw they weren't making any move. Izuki repeated his voice ice cold. I said get lost. They silently carried Oga away from the scene. Those who remained celebrated and cheered. He won. Andre. He really won. Nice one, he deserved it. Immediately, 2 people approached him with an offer. Want to party up with us? There are 3 of us, so we can clear dungeons quickly. No party up with me. There are only 2 of us. So there will be more experience points to share than with them. They'll just end up fighting over who gets to party with you. The 3 of you are all really members of Ogar, planning to test yourselves at the Crimson Rock execution grounds. The spirit beasts there have a defense on par with that guy. The person next to him replied, we have a healer. We can restore your mana and let you cast that orb of yours indefinitely. Mitsuki was surprised and thought to himself, their defense is equal to Ogar's, even better. Purifying Spirit Orb Void Pierce. Its flight speed increases every time it defeats an enemy with higher defense than me. I can increase the Void Piercing Orb's speed in this dungeon. The 2 groups looked at Izuki expectantly. Well, say something. Which side will you choose? He rejected both being used to acting alone. I'll go by myself. A few people behind him couldn't believe their ears. Challenging a high-level 15 dungeon alone, he's gotten arrogant after defeating Ogar. The 2 who were just rejected said in disappointment, I admit he's strong, but he's gotten way too full of himself. Someone left. It seems we don't meet his standards. We'll go find someone else. Choha felt the need to remind him, all the spirit beasts here have defensive capabilities. On par with Ogar, we saw you have the skill to defeat them, but can you sustain the mana consumption? Izuki calmly reassured her, it's fine. Don't worry. She blushed, embarrassed, and retorted stubbornly, who's worried about you? I'm only asking because if you die in here, my dad will blame me for it. I'm going to take care of the injured. Do whatever you want. Choha still wasn't at ease and added, also, the Stone Tribe isn't intelligent, but they move in groups, so be careful with your mana consumption. Izuki replied, got it. He then walked toward the dungeon gate. A notification from the touchscreen appeared as he connected his bracelet to the scanner. Awakened Izuki's request has been approved. As he stepped into the dungeon, he had his answer. They're really more numerous than I thought. Inside was a barren wasteland filled with gravel. Izuki glanced at the horde of spirit beasts within. This really is a high-level dungeon. The stats and levels of the spirit beasts are much higher than before. A notification updated Stone Golem 927 Level 9 Stone Tribe. Tier 2 talent converts all mana into defense. Stats: Attack 115 speed, 50 defense 295, mana 0. Total 460. He used the Void Piercing Orb to attack the first Stone Golem that charged forward to see if these things met the standard. No, for the skill's passive. The Void Piercing Orb activated blooming like a flower with eye-catching colors. The orb shot towards the Stone Golem, piercing right through its body. A notification displayed defeated level 9 Stone Golem. The speed of the Void Piercing Orb has increased by 100%. Izuki let out a sigh of relief. Just as I thought. He continued as before, using the Void Piercing Orb to sweep through them. 2 giant stone golems aggressively charged forward. Mitsuki calmly dealt with them. These things are slow and don't know how to dodge. They're perfect fuel for the Void Piercing Orb. When the whole group had fallen, a notification displayed defeated level 9 stone golem. The speed of the void-piercing orb has increased by 100%. Progress update, mana 110 out of 260. Mitsuki estimated one void-piercing orb costs 50 mana, so I have about 2 shots left. Only 2 uses left, and the boss hasn't even shown up yet, so there are 3 left. If that's the case, he decided he had to take down 2 of them at the same time with a single void-piercing orb. Mitsuki leaped high into the air, aiming down at the stone golem below. His whole body dove down as he threw the orb forward. His eyes flashed with a dangerous red light. "Take this!" The flower containing the void-piercing orb bloomed, and lightning shot out from it, carrying an enlarged void-piercing orb as it plunged downward. Soon the remaining stone golem was destroyed. A notification displayed, defeated level 9 stone golem. The speed of the void-piercing orb has increased by 100%. Mitsuki collapsed, exhausted, panting heavily. Sweat poured down like rain. He felt completely drained, right on the verge of mana exhaustion. So tired. I hope I can get a recovery skill someday. After resting enough, Mitsuki sat up and checked the system. It's at 5 meters per second now. It can even catch up to enemies who are running. Information update, void-piercing orb level 2. Active effect fires a perfect sphere on a fixed trajectory. The sphere flies at a speed of 5 meters per second, piercing all enemies in its path and ignoring their defense. New feature. After activation, the user can adjust the sphere's size by consuming additional mana. Passive effect. Each time the void-piercing orb destroys an enemy with a higher defense stat than the user, its flight speed increases by 200%. The maximum flight speed can be increased up to 500%. He realized the passive effect had increased from 100% to 200%. Best of all, I can now adjust the size of the void-piercing orb with mana. Izuki was eager. Let's try it right now. New information update obtained, void-piercing orb level 2. All stats plus 20, all negative effects removed, and all wounds healed. New stats, attack 280 plus 20 speed, 280 plus 20. Defense 280 plus 20 mana, 280 plus 20, total 1,120 plus 80. The lotus flower, which Izuki had poured his energy into, had become enormous, incubating the largest void-piercing orb he could currently create by consuming all his mana. The flower bud slowly bloomed. It unleashed a powerful stream of energy. The energy beam shot straight through the giant rock golem's body, tearing it into pieces of rubble. Mitsuki mused, maybe I overdid it a little. Current mana is at 280, no 0. After the giant rock golem was destroyed, a new notification appeared. Defeated level 15 giant rock golem. The speed of the void-piercing orb has increased by 200%. Mitsuki was utterly astonished. By using up all my mana, I can't believe I unleashed a void-piercing orb that big. The estimated flight speed of the piercing orb is now 7 meters per second. If I complete this dungeon 2 more times, it'll be as fast as a car. System display. Piercing orb level 2. Active effect. Fires a perfect sphere along a fixed trajectory. The sphere flies at a speed of 5 meters per second, piercing all enemies in its path and ignoring their defense. After activation, the user can adjust the sphere's size by consuming more mana. Passive effect. Each time, piercing orb kills an enemy. At a higher defense stat than the user, its flight speed will increase by 200%. Current flight speed has increased by 700%. Izuki realized, wait a minute, the active effect is actually pretty useful. The passive of Lotus Explosion expands the range of all skills, which means the flight distance of Piercing Orb will also increase. Information on Lotus Explosion displayed. Passive effect. Each time a living creature of level 1 or higher is killed by Lotus Explosion, the range of all personal skills will increase by 1%. So Izuki deduced, if I keep stacking the passive effect of Lotus Explosion one day, I'll be able to kill Calamity-class spirit beasts from thousands or even tens of thousands of meters away. Outside the dungeon gate, the notice board turned green. Challenge successful. Dungeon level 15. Challenger Izuki. Time 3 minutes and 1 second. Clear record updated. Everyone present was astonished. 3 minutes and 1 second. No way. Even a 5-person team takes over 10 minutes. Did he kill the spirit beast in one hit or something? I can't believe he broke KSU Nazi Sashumi's record of 3 minutes and 19 seconds. What kind of monster is he? He's out. Seeing that Izuki was still the same level, they were even more shocked. How is he still level 0? Is the notification window bugged? He's not even injured. His clothes are just a little dirty. Impossible. He conquered it. Agaha thought with admiration. He completed it without a scratch. This time too. I can't believe he broke Jin's record. She regained her composure and said sternly, "That was too fast." Izuki had no way to explain. It was pretty weak for a medium-sized spirit beast, so its defense was thin. I managed to defeat it. He noticed the colorful butterfly flying next to her. "What's this butterfly?" She introduced it. "Her name is Beach Diep. My class is Shikigami user. This little one is my Shikigami." Izuki was surprised. "Beach Diep. This is the first time I've seen a Shikigami. It's so beautiful." He couldn't help but ask, "I've always been wondering, but how many types of awakened classes are there?" Agaha was quite surprised. "You don't know. That's common knowledge." She held up 3 fingers. "Classes are divided into 4 types. You've probably seen 3 of them." Once again, Agaha educated Izuki. First are the elementalists. They possess the power to control the 7 elements: fire, water, wood, metal, earth, wind, and lightning. Elementalist is the most common class among the awakened. It's also the class with the highest base combat power. She mentioned Hikazu Oishi. That guy from before was one of them. Second are the Shikigami users. They can summon Shikigami that obey their every command. Information about the butterfly appeared. Bitch Diep rank, B level 15, skills hidden, stats hidden. Next to it was information about her. Agaha human level 6, class Shikigami user. Talent tier 2 hidden, Shikigami hidden, stats hidden. She revealed a Shikigami will always be by its master's side from the very moment they are born. After finishing, Agaha asked, "Any other questions?" Izuki realized her level is lower than her Shikigami's. Is she really a veteran awakened? She sighed. This guy really doesn't know what subtlety is. Agaha admitted, "That's right. The Shikigami absorbs experience and levels up, so they basically have a higher level than their master." Izuki deduced, if that's the case when fighting a Shikigami user, it's best to aim for the master. Agaha thought in fear, that dark aura is leaking out again. What the hell? Izuki needed more information. What about the other classes? You've only introduced 2. She replied, the third is the mystic class, with very little information currently available. Agaha revealed, your class, self-annihilator. She added the reason. Is mystic because every self-annihilator has a different ability, like that youth blossom of yours. Others can control their body size at will or create infinite clones. There are even self-annihilators who can stretch their bodies like rubber. Normal class skills are divided into 4 ranks from C to S. However, self-annihilators only possess Z rank skills which are outside the normal classification system. The reason self-annihilators are considered special is because they possess unique skills. If an enemy learns your skills, the self-annihilator loses their greatest weapon. That's why my dad scolded me for asking about your skills. Even so, you're an anomaly, even among self-annihilators. From what I've confirmed, you can use at least 3 skills, and 2 of them are things only elementalists should be able to use. Izuki thought, my master isn't here. If she keeps talking about me like this, it's not good. He continued the topic. What about the last class? I've never seen it before. Agaha was wondering what my final class is. I'll tell you after I see it. That's your punishment for not telling me anything about yourself. Fine, I won't press you anymore. Agaha suddenly remembered. Oh, right. The student you saved is fine now. By the way, what are you planning to do after this? I plan on clearing this dungeon a few more times. Do you really not know? Dungeons have a cooldown. This place takes a long time to reset, so the earliest you can re-enter is in 2 days. There's a cooldown. No wonder that guy Kinosa Daiji was monopolizing this dungeon. If I can't strengthen the passive of my sphere-piercing kick, I'll just level up Lotus Burst. Are there any dungeons with a large number of spirit beasts? A dungeon with lots of spirit beasts. Yes, there is one. The level of the spirit beasts in that dungeon isn't too high, but there are a ton of them. Even by the lowest estimates, there are at least 100 locust-type spirit beasts. Many awakened ones have had to retreat. After seeing that number, without an AoE skill, what do you plan to do? AoE means Area of Effect Attack. Of course I'm going. Come to think of it, I haven't used Lotus Burst in front of her yet. Does she not know I have an AoE skill? I can't help you there. For someone without an AoE skill like you, it's going to be very difficult. I know, it's okay, don't worry. That guy, is he planning to go to the Locust Wasteland? Is he fearless? Forget it. If Kinosa Daiji finds out about this, he'll definitely come. Let's get out of here before we get caught in the crossfire. Is no one here tanky confirmed? Yes, sir. It seems the target has already gone somewhere else. Jerry's face darkened. It's only been 30 minutes since then. And he's already cleared the Blazing Rock execution grounds. It's hard to believe, but it seems so. What do we do now? Damn it. How dare he make a fool out of me? If he used a skill, he must have left a magical trace. Contact the hounds and track him down. From this moment on, it's personal. We have to capture him alive. I'll show him what a living hell is. In a deserted alley, Charliser is hiding. I've never heard of Kinosa Daiji having such a strong guy by his side. Damn it, I never should have taken this assassination request. He panted, hiding behind a wall. If I didn't have my Earth escape technique, he would have killed me. Charliser peeked out. I've come this far, so I should be safe now. Right behind him, a death hound with its ghastly mouth wide open lunged forward. It bit down hard on Charliser's neck and didn't let go. Behind it, the death hound's Master Sackley stepped forward and gave an order. Looks like you have something to say. Death hound, loosen your grip a little. How did you find me? My nose is very sensitive. I can smell the stench of death you guys give off. Please, don't kill me. No can do. Lord Kinoshita would take his anger out on me. Besides, the death hound hasn't had human flesh in a long time. You know, he ordered the death hound, eat. It's feeding time. It opened its mouth and lunged towards tonight's feast. After finishing its meal, the death hound broke through. Sackley joyfully stroked its thick fur. It finally leveled up. System notification, Death Hound, B rank. Level 16, Skills, Death, Aura. C rank, senses all magical traces in the area to identify and track the source of the magic. Will of the Dead, B rank, after the familiar dies. The revival time will be significantly reduced. Stats attack, 250 speed, 250 defense, 150 mana, 150. Then he made a phone call. It's done on this end. Sackley received new information. Seriously injured. That stubborn Ogawa. Someone hit his weak spot, I see. I'll be right there. He left. Let's go, Death Hound. New prey has appeared. Izuki is now in the Locust Lands. He looked at the golden fields before him and asked curiously, is this the place? Fields of wheat stretch as far as the eye can see. Are there really that many locusts here? However, Agaha explained, spirit beasts tend to choose their preferred environments when they invade this world. Therefore, deducing the type of spirit beast based on the environment is one of the essential skills for an awakened one. Got it. Izuki looked around. There isn't even a reception desk here. That's right. The danger level of this dungeon is so high that they even considered dismantling it. He was confused, but its level is lower than the Blazing Rock execution grounds. Why would they need to go as far as removing the reception desk? Agaha replied. In a normal dungeon, if you can't win, you can just run away. But the calamitous spirit beasts here are unusually aggressive and numerous. If you're careless for even a moment, you'll be swarmed by countless locusts and eaten alive. She spelled out his fate down to the very bone. Izuki was only focused on one thing. So there really are a lot of spirit beasts here. Perfect. Huh, what's so great about that? Are you that eager to die? Are you serious? I'm not desperate enough to let myself be eaten alive by a bunch of insects. Watching Izuki step into the dungeon, she thought to herself, based on his attitude, he'll probably be fine. Agaha lowered her eyes, murmuring sadly, he went into the dungeon by himself, and I warned him as much as I could. If anything happens, he'll have to take responsibility for it himself. She suddenly remembered something important. Wait a minute. What should I do? I forgot to tell him that the locusts keep spawning continuously until he defeats the boss. I have to go inside and tell Izuki. Suddenly, she sensed someone approaching from behind. Charlie and his Cerberus had tracked him here. He smirked and asked, Girl, I'm looking for someone. Is Mitsuki inside that dungeon? He looked at the vast, quiet wheat field before him. He judged the place to be quite desolate. He clapped his hands, creating a loud noise. Wake up! You swarm of insects! I've come to exterminate you. Hearing the noise, the locusts immediately flew out. Izuki was relaxed. Their levels are surprisingly low. They meet the conditions for Lotus Bomb, so this should be fine. A dense swarm of countless locusts flew towards him. They were demon locust insectoid race. Hidden stats none. Talent none. Izuki remarked, there really are a lot of them. He created a Lotus Bomb out of fire. But this is even better. If they gather together, it'll be less of a hassle for me. Once they enter the range of the Lotus Bomb, I'll crush them all at once. He waited until the locusts had formed a dense swarm. Izuki decided, now. He activated the Lotus Bomb. A bright light flashed in the dark space. A series of notifications popped up as the explosion erupted, incinerating them. Defeated level 1 Demon Locust with Lotus Bomb. Core of all skills plus 1%. Mitsuki stood amidst the thick smoke and dust, having effortlessly wiped out the first wave. Notification, Lotus Bomb, updated to level 2. Active effect consumes mana to deal explosive damage to enemies within a 10.5 meter diameter. Power is proportional to the amount of mana consumed. Passive effect. Each time a living creature of level 1 or higher is defeated with the Lotus Bomb skill, the range of all skills will increase by 1%. He deduced, so it's currently at 110%. 110%? That means I killed 110 of them at once, huh? Against spirit beasts of this level. Spending 10% of my mana in exchange for a 10% increase in firepower is a good deal. Considering my remaining mana and my recovery rate during combat, I can probably fire about 10 more shots, even if I only kill 100 enemies each time. I can increase my total skill range by another 1000%. Looking at the notification about his upgraded mana, Izuki assessed mana 252 out of 280. If this dungeon didn't have a cooldown, things would be much smoother. He looked curiously at the bracelet on his wrist. That's strange. The challenge successful notification hasn't appeared. Notification prompt C rank skill detected. Mother's Will, super simulation activated. Analysis progress 1%. Izuki spun around warily. There are still enemies. Larger locusts swarmed in surrounding him. Izuki quickly activated his black ice secret armor to protect himself shocked. Mother's Will. Is that the skill of the boss here? I was too careless. I thought there was no boss here. He remained vigilant. Luckily, I can increase my skill range again with Lotus Bomb. The problem is, I don't know where the boss is. Mitsuki activated Lotus Bomb. If that's the case, I'll just wipe out all these small fry until the boss shows itself. A second explosion erupted as the swarm was hit. Notification update. Defeated level 1 Demon Locust with Lotus Bomb. Core of all skills plus 1%. Current total plus 220%. Mitsuki rejoiced internally. Now the range of Lotus Bomb is 16 meters. The effect is amazing. He continued reading the notification. Lotus Bomb Level 2 active effect consumes mana to deal explosive damage to enemies within a 16-meter diameter. Power is proportional to the amount of mana consumed. Izuki grew impatient as he looked at the sea of locusts before him. I've already killed 110 of these minions, but the boss still hasn't shown itself. Another dense swarm of locusts approached. Izuki saw them flying up from cracks in the ground. They're appearing again. Notification, update, analysis progress, 27%. He knew he could only use Lotus Bomb 9 more times. Looking at his current mana, 232 out of 280, Izuki continued to use Lotus Bomb. No matter how many times you appear, I'll wipe you all out. Raging firepower erupted, the heat radiating outwards. After the third attack, he reaped a massive reward from the accumulated small victories. Defeated level 1 Demon Locust with Lotus Bomb. Core of all skills plus 1%. Izuki used Lotus Bomb 7 more times to attack. The firepower incinerated and swept through the entire area. New information updated. Active effect consumes mana to deal explosive damage to enemies within a 54.5 meter diameter. Power is proportional to the amount of mana consumed. Passive effect. Each time a living creature of level 1 or higher is defeated with the Lotus Bomb skill, the range of all skills will increase by 1%. current total plus 990%. Mitsuki was curious. I've defeated the swarm 9 times so far and increased the Lotus Bomb's range by 990%, but I only have enough mana for one more Lotus Bomb. Just one more. But why? Mana, 50 out of 280. Watching the locust fly towards him like a storm, he was shocked. They're endless. And the boss shows no sign of appearing. One option is to retreat from the dungeon and try again after the analysis is complete. But Izuki frowned in contempt. Only losers would do that. He continued to create a Lotus Bomb. No matter how many of them there are, I'll wipe them all out. Intense firepower flared up from the giant lotus placed in the center. Izuki was nearly exhausted of his strength with this move. Seeing the black swarm flying towards him, he panicked. There are still more. And their numbers haven't decreased at all. When the progress reached 91%, Izuki realized something. What's going on? From the very first wave, every spirit beast that appeared was level 1. Their bodies were also small, as if they were just born. He had an epiphany. I get it. The boss's ability is infinite reproduction. Information on Mother Locust displayed. The Gentle Queen Locust number 0279, insectoid race level 13, talent tier 1. Trait, lays a massive number of demon locust eggs. Skill Mother's will rank. C. Remotely controls hatched demon locusts maximum of 110. Mitsuki now understood the principle. If it can reproduce infinitely, then no matter how hard I try, it's useless. Unless I can kill the boss, I'm out of mana. But as the progress ticked from 98% to 99%, Mitsuki was confident the analysis would be done soon. Once the analysis reached 100%, the lotus created a sphere around him. New information updated. Analysis successful. Acquired Mana Sense Level 1. Mana Sense Level 1. Active effect. After activation, continuously consumes mana to sense the flow of mana within an effective range of 100 meters in diameter. Extended to 1,100 meters thanks to Lotus Blast's passive effect. Passive effect. Upon detecting an enemy unit, recover 10% of your own mana. Mitsuki was amazed. A scouting skill. And with Lotus Blast's passive, the effective range is now over 1,000 meters. Plus, I can recover mana every time I sense an enemy. He couldn't hide the joy welling up inside him. This is the perfect passive effect for this dungeon. It wouldn't be bad to just ignore the boss and keep hunting the small fry, but I've kept Aja waiting. I need to end this dungeon now. System notification. Acquired Mana Sense Level 1. All stats increased, all negative effects removed, and all wounds fully healed. New stats: attack 290 plus 10 speed, 290 plus 10. Defense 290 plus 10 mana, 290 plus 10, total 1,160 plus 40. Izuki placed a hand on his chest. The lotus turned red as he used Mana Sense to find the boss's location. A wave of perception radiated outwards in circles, spreading out. Finally, the location of the mother locust was found. Izuki's eyes snapped open as he exclaimed, "There you are!" He created a piercing sphere to destroy it, a ball of dark energy emanating from his hand. Izuki said nonchalantly, "Trying to use your children as a shield." Lotus Blast unleashed a massive surge of lightning towards the target. He was sure of it. Useless. With Lotus Blast's passive applied to the piercing sphere, its current flight distance would definitely reach it. Notification: piercing sphere, range 120 meters. The piercing sphere shot straight towards the ground. The Locust Queen hurriedly flew out of its hiding spot. Izuki rushed in from behind, giving it no escape as he smiled coldly. Checkmate! A single strike pierced through the mother locust. Green slime splattered everywhere. The young locusts flew chaotically in the sky like puppets with their strings cut. Izuki observed that having lost their queen, they fell into chaos. He activated Black Ice Secret Fire. Power flared up on his arm. "Don't worry, I'll send you all to meet your mother soon enough." After the sweep, Izuki estimated that with all skill ranges increased by 1,210%, the explosion radius of Lotus Blast was 65.5 meters, and the flight distance of Piercing Sphere had also increased. The current flight distance of Piercing Sphere is 131 meters. Notification: reward updated. Lotus Blast Level 2. Active effect: consume mana to deal explosive damage. To enemies within a 65.5 meter diameter, power is proportional to the amount of mana consumed. Passive effect. Each time a living creature of level 1 or higher is defeated. By the Lotus Blast skill, the range of all skills will increase by 1%. Current bonus plus 1,210%. Piercing sphere flight distance 131 meters. Mitsuki picked up a Karma Stone. This is quite the haul. Once the cooldown is over, I'll challenge it again. And this time, I'll push Lotus Blast's passive effect into the 5 digits. The notification outside the gate displayed new record achieved. Clear time 17 minutes and 7 seconds. Izuki was surprised. 17 minutes, Agaha must be worried sick. She'll probably act cold when I get back safely, but she's actually very kind and thoughtful. Her tsundere side is pretty cute, though. He walked out of the gate cheerfully. I'm back. Sorry for making you Izuki fell silent. A murderous glint flashed in his eyes as he saw the scene before him. Agaha was being held up by the throat, gripped tightly by Charlie, who asked with interest. Izuki went in alone and came out of this dungeon unharmed. You're the one Kinoshita Daisy is hunting, aren't you? He continued. Perfect timing. I was just about to make her spill everything about you, but even in this state, she wouldn't say the thing. She's tougher than most men. Izuki demanded in a cold voice. Take your filthy hands off her. If you do that now, I'll just beat you up a bit and let you live. Charlie scoffed. Don't get cocky, you level 0 rookie. With incredible speed, Izuki raised his fist and charged straight at him. Charlie hurriedly commanded, so fast. The Death Hound leaped forward, taking the punch with its head. System notification B rank Shikigami detected. Death Hound, activating super simulation. Analysis progress 1%. From this, Izuki realized the dog was a Shikigami, which meant the guy in the hat was a Shikigami user. Charlie already had his answer. He has no wasted movements, and his speed is insane. No wonder even Ogawa lost. He probably didn't even have time to use his metallization. The man said nonchalantly, but I have my Death Hound and a hostage. Ajea's throat was squeezed so tightly by Charlie that it hurt. She let out a soft groan. Worried for her safety, Izuki called out loudly, Agaha. Analysis progress reaching 34%. The Death Hound broke free from Izuki's control. It charged forward ferociously. Charlie thought confidently, the Death Hound's bite can crush any defense with stats below 300. The best he can hope for is just losing an arm. But reality was completely different from his expectations. Charlie was stunned. What? Izuki had activated Black Ice Secret Fire covering his arm. His other hand was creating a piercing sphere. He placed the Lotus Blast right under the Death Hound's throat, and the piercing sphere shot straight through its head. He recalled the saying, without their Shikigami, a Shikigami user is basically weak. Analysis progress had reached 77%. Charlie was curious. This guy's a rookie. Doesn't he know that Shikigami can be resurrected? It possesses the B rank skill, Death's Desire, which shortens its resurrection time. Seeing the Death Hound charge forward again from behind, he gloated, Go on, be careless, and become food for my hound. Mitsuki had activated Mana Sense. The perceptual wave spread out as the progress reached 89%. He thought that continuously keeping Mana Sense active ever since he got it was definitely the right choice. Progress rising to 91%. Izuki spun around and landed a powerful kick on the Death Hound. He glanced at Charlie behind it, thinking, the analysis is almost done. If that guy is using super simulation, he'd find out my strength and speed are far superior to the Hound's. And he even has a scouting skill. This means I can't even launch a surprise attack. He's using Agaha to threaten me. Resist any further, and this woman is dead. Izuki's plan was clear. I need to finish this analysis without letting him figure me out. Notification analysis progress 100%. Analysis of Death Hound complete. Acquired Shikigami Devourer Level 2. Shikigami Devourer Level 2 active effect. By directly touching a Shikigami of H rank or lower, you can make it your own. Passive effect. The number of Shikigami that can be used cannot exceed 2. Izuki was astonished. So I can steal Shikigami. Sorry for my space. I finished the analysis without him figuring me out. Notification acquired Shikigami Devourer Level 2. All stats increased by 20. Because super simulation was not fully activated, So that's why the debuff removal and wound recovery didn't happen. New stats: attack 310 plus 20, speed 310 plus 20, defense 310 plus 20, magic 310 plus 20. So that was your reasoning. There's a price for skipping the purification and losing the healing effect. But since I already recovered from the dungeon earlier, I can still unleash this skill at nearly full power without needing to heal. At nearly full power, it seems I can steal other people's Shikigami. Seeing the Hellhound open its mouth and charge, Izuki came up with a new plan. A lotus flower bloomed in the palm of his hand. If that's the case, Izuki slammed the flower onto the Hellhound's head. I'll take your dog. The Hellhound's entire body was seized by some kind of power. He leaned in, lifted his leg, and kicked it hard. The kick sent the Hellhound crashing to the ground. Charlisa angrily cursed, "Useless dog. What was the point of feeding you all that experience?" He tightened his grip on Ash's neck. "If you resist any further, I'll slit this woman's throat." Not wanting to affect Izuki, Agaha said softly, "Don't worry about me." Mitsuki raised both hands in surrender. All right. Don't touch her," Charlisa reminded him. "If you just acted like this from the start, this woman wouldn't have had to suffer." Mitsuki asked coldly, "Why are you targeting me? I don't remember having any beef with you." The man replied, "Still trying to dig for information, are we? I guess I can tell you since you're going to meet him anyway. Kinosa Jaeji is furious with you for entering the North B district without permission. I am the dogman Charlisa, and I'm here to capture you on his orders." Izuki held a grudge. "Kinosa Zaiji, it's that guy again. I have to meet him in person and settle this." Charlisa reminded him, "Oh, you'll meet him soon enough. Right after your body is torn to shreds, Shishi is about to rip your legs clean off. If you value this woman's life, then don't use that weird ice shield to protect yourself this time," he commanded. "Shishi, tear his legs to pieces for me." Izuki gave his own command. "Shishi, prove you're worthy of being my Shikigami." The Hellhound immediately bit down hard on the arm, strangling Agaha. Izuki quickly rushed forward to catch her dying body in his arms. Charlisa screamed in pain, "You bastard, why are you attacking me, your master?" A lotus flower seal appeared on the Hellhound's forehead. Izuki gently stroked it. "Not bad," he officially declared. "I will return the pain Agaha suffered 100-fold. I will repay it 1,000 times over." Charlisa, now terrified, stammered, "Wait, let me explain. I was just following Jaeji's orders. I had no choice." "That's right. Let's team up. I'll lure Jaeji out for you." Izuki replied, "That's a good suggestion." The man rejoiced inwardly, thinking he had bought some time. "I've got you fooled." Charlisa shot a sharp spike straight at his opponent. "Die, you brat!" Izuki leaned back to dodge. "But I'd rather kill Kinosa Jaeji myself," he ordered. "Shishi, make him suffer Agaha's pain." Charlisa, crying in fear, begged, "It was an accident." "I'm sorry, just give me one more chance." The Hellhound bared its fangs and slowly advanced on him. Charlisa tried to reason with it. "Shishi, have you forgotten? I'm your master. I fed you so much." The Hellhound opened its massive jaws and lunged at him. After it was done with, Charlisa, Izuki asked grimly, "You've been following me ever since I left the dungeon, haven't you?" Izuki glanced behind him. "How long are you going to hide? Why don't you show yourself?" From that direction, a person who had been hiding carefully, Toi Ibezia, stepped out shyly and asked, You noticed?" Izuki's voice was as cold as ever. "Are you with that guy from before?" He was startled by the misunderstanding. "No, I'm not an enemy. Please let me explain." Izuki couldn't be bothered. "Whatever. I don't have time to talk to you. Shishi, once you're done eating, follow me." Seeing the Hellhound obey Izuki so readily, Ibezia felt a glimmer of hope to make even a mad dog like that obey. This person might be able to save me. He followed them out, walking beside Izuki and introducing himself. "My name is Ibezia, and you are." That fight just now was amazing, though there were a few close calls. Izuki didn't respond. Ibezia continued, "You're the mysterious guy who took down that Ogar, right?" He made a request. "Can you do me a favor? I'll pay you if you want. I can even pay with magic stones, or how about a weapon?" But Izuki just walked straight on without a word, surprising Ibezia. What the hell, aren't people supposed to be happy when you offer to pay them well? Did that old man lie to me? At that moment, his father's words came to mind. Just like in a desert, a simple cup of water is worth more than a treasure trove. Rewards require finesse. Give a sword to one who craves revenge. Give medicine to the injured. To them that is a worthy reward. This principle made Ibiza realize. I get it. He followed behind, calling out, You walked all the way here, didn't you? You can't move fast while carrying an injured person. Besides, the nearest hospital is 10 kilometers from here. If you just stroll along like that, that woman is going to die. Then Ibiza took out a healing scroll. I also have a recovery scroll. Seeing Izuki stop, he knew he was halfway to success. Also, I can save her. Izuki turned back and asked impatiently, Really? He replied, I can't heal her completely, but I can save her life. Izuki laid Agaha on the ground for Ibiza to bandage her. He asked worriedly, Is it okay to use it over her clothes? He explained, This isn't an ordinary bandage. It's a rare artifact made from the bandages of the Shadow Tribe and the skin of the Kodama Tribe. Izuki didn't understand what an artifact was. Ibiza realized he had used a somewhat difficult word. At your level, you must have just awakened. It's only natural that you wouldn't know. He explained, Modern weapons have no effect on spirit beasts. That's why you can't fight them with firepower, but artificers can create special artifacts. They're made from the parts of spirit beasts to fight against them. Artifacts are divided into 4 levels, depending on the artificer's skill and the materials used: common, rare, epic, and unique. Common artifacts aren't much different from regular weapons, except that they can damage spirit beasts and the awakened. Rare artifacts enhance some of the owner's stats. For example, a rare sea sword increases magic speed. Epic artifacts not only improve stats, but also have special abilities. For example, the epic blood sword increases attack power. Its special effect absorbs blood to increase the blade's temperature and reduces the enemy's self-healing ability by 50%. Unique artifacts are the ultimate goal that every artificer craves. They provide a huge stat boost and powerful effects. Currently, there are only 102 unique artifacts. For example, the unique Holy Sword increases attack power and speed, and its unique effect increases the amount of mana. An infinite amount is stored within the Holy Sword, allowing for unlimited skill usage. Artificers themselves don't have much combat power, and there aren't many of them either. But because they can forge artifacts, they are respected by all the awakened. Izuki asked curiously, So, your dad is an artificer? He replied proudly, Not just any ordinary artificer. There are many artificers who can't create a single unique artifact in their entire lifetime. Currently, there are only 10 such items across all 5 continents, and 3 of them were made by my old man. That's why people call him the Artificer King of the Northern Continent. Seeing Izuki turn his back, Ibiza asked, Are you even listening? Hey, I poured my heart and soul into that explanation. Don't ignore me. Izuki was taking out an item. It was the crossbow that the guy named Charlie had used earlier. Ibiza walked over to observe. He wasn't surprised at all after hearing my father's name. Any other awakened would be all over me by now. With all these items, I can reduce how often I use the sphere-piercing leg and lower the risk of revealing my hand. Ibiza assessed the item in Izuki's hand. It's a rare artifact, he said. Damn, it doesn't have any arrows, Izuki said with frustration. But Ibiza revealed ranged weapons like this can assimilate ordinary projectiles into artifact ammunition, so you don't have to worry about arrows. The item's information displayed rare hunter's crossbow speed plus 50. Watching it disappear from his hand, Izuki was surprised. It's gone. Seeing his skeptical expression, Ibiza explained, That's another function of artifacts. Once it's bound to its owner, and it gets stored away. And you can summon it whenever you need it. Izuki said politely, That's pretty convenient. Thanks for treating her. If you need help with anything, just let me know once I'm done here. I have to find Kinoshita. Hearing that name, Ibiza started to gossip. I thought I misheard you. Picking a fight with Kinoshita Jaiji in District North B. You've got some nerve. Izuki sighed and asked, What you want me to give up? No, Ibiza denied. If it's Kinoshita Jaiji, then we have a common goal. Izuki wondered, Did you piss him off too? He dodged the question. Not exactly, but I want you to team up with me for the preliminary round of the Savior Alliance's national tournament the day after tomorrow. Izuki was surprised. The preliminary round Cho mentioned that I heard only the top 10 get to advance to the main tournament. I've been too busy these past few days to prepare for it. He asked suspiciously. What do the preliminaries have to do with Kinoshita Jeiji? He confirmed. The preliminary rounds are held on each continent, and the location for the northern continent is District North B. As the son of the regional administrator, Kinoshita Jeiji is obviously aiming for the main tournament. In fact, his older brother is also a savior, so if he doesn't make it into the top 10, it would be a disgrace to the Kinoshita family. That's why he's monopolizing all the dungeons in District North B to level up. Izuki didn't understand. So why team up with someone like me? He explained, it's simple. Because you're strong, my instincts tell me that if we team up, we'll definitely pass the preliminaries. Izuki reminded him, you're younger than me, right? You'll have plenty of chances in the future, so why does it have to be this year? He hesitated. Why? Ibezia began his story. Ever since I was a kid, I've watched my old man create artifacts. Every finished piece was like a perfect work of art, and my admiration for him just kept growing. So I always dreamed that one day I would become one of the awakened and fight spirit beasts with gear made by my own father. Then 1 month ago, I finally awakened. Excited, I asked my dad to make an artifact for me, but he refused, saying only saviors can use my artifacts. Even so, he continued, I kept begging. And finally, he gave me a condition. If you pass this year's preliminary round, I will give you a masterpiece. That's why I absolutely have to win the preliminaries. This year, Izuki was curious. With a great father like that, there must be plenty of people who want to team up with you. You don't need to team up with a level 0 like me. Ibezia replied, my dad thinks so too. That's why before I left, he said, listen here. Pass the preliminaries on your own strength. If you rely on strong teammates, I won't give it to you. Izuki was impressed. Your dad is really strict, he added helplessly. Based on my intel, most of the promising candidates have already been bought off by Kinoshita. The rest are loners who don't like teaming up, or they already have a team. So there was no one left to ask. But 2 days ago, I heard about someone who defeated one of the 4 pillars and even broke 6 records. I looked into it, and that's how I found you. Right, always. Izuki cut him off. All right. I don't care about teaming up, but first I want to take her to the hospital. Ibezia understood. I'll go with you. From now on, we're teammates. He started rambling on about a name. We should think of a team name too. You're Izuki, and I'm Ibezia, so how about Ibizan? No, that sounds like a store name. Ibuzuki isn't great either. How about Zukia? Izuki picked Agaha up, feeling weary. Geez, this guy talks even more than Jimu. He just noticed. Speaking of which, how are Tiger and CEO? They've both become awakeners, right? Are they participating in the preliminaries? Behind him, Ibezia was still chattering enthusiastically. Since both of our names have the letter I, how about double I? The person he was thinking of was currently training. CEO on the opposite side frowned and asked, Are you sick? Jimu denied it. No, maybe someone's talking about me. Probably Izuki. CEO looked worried. Izuki, how long has it been since that attack? I didn't think we'd be apart for this long. I wonder if he's okay. Jimu sidled up and teased her, making her blush. You're so weird. If you're that worried about Izuki, why don't you just go see him? After he defeated the spirit beast, CEO, out of embarrassment, suddenly ambushed him. Jimu retorted, A surprise attack is a dirty move. CEO didn't care. Dirty or not. We're in combat training, aren't we? It's your fault for letting your guard down. Right. Someone approached them. They greeted him happily. Master. He reminded them sternly. The national tournament preliminaries start the day after tomorrow. There's no time for fooling around. CEO was overjoyed. Finally, another awakener to spar with. I'm so sick of fighting Jimu. Information about her appeared. CEO Hisa. Human. Level 11. Class Water Elementalist. Talent Tier 1 Hidden. Stats Attack 110 Speed 160 Defense 125 Mana 160 Total 555. Jimu replied, I've never been to the Northern District B. I hear it's a bustling city. I'm excited to see it for myself. Information about him appeared. Ho Inoji, human, level 10, class, elementalist, talent tier 2, hidden. Stats: attack 100, speed 100, defense 100, mana 183, total 483. Over on JG's side, he was inspecting a suitcase full of karma stones in front of him. Then he casually asked, "Where's that hound dog? It's not like him to be this late." Tanky worried. Could something have happened? Hearing this, JG flew into a rage. Again, those useless underlings. He crushed the karma stone in his hand. Experience gained. He awaited instructions. Should we send men to find him? He replied, "Forget him. The preliminaries are the top priority. If I lose, the old man will lock me in the isolation room. By the way, what about the matter I requested?" Tanky reported, "Of the 3,113 candidates on the northern continent, we have persuaded 887 as requested. All of them are level 5 or higher." He praised him. "Well done. You truly are a reliable subordinate." Tanky looked at JG absorbing the karma stone's power and said, "This is the last mana stone." He was in the process of leveling up, lightning crackling around his body. JG said confidently, "This is more than enough to crush those commoners." Information about him appeared. Kinosa JG, human, level 12, class, lightning elementalist, talent tier 2, hidden. Stats: attack 135, speed 168, defense 130, mana 170, total 603. On Izuki's side, he had just stepped out when he teleported. Upon meeting his mentor, Izuki said guiltily, "I'm sorry, master, for letting Agaha face such danger." He replied, "There was nothing we could do. I can eliminate him if you want." He refused the offer. "No, just leave it to me." Mentor was pleased to see Izuki being so independent. "Very good. Tell me the whole story later." Ibiza, standing beside them, was thrilled. "So, the supreme commander of the northern continent is his master. No wonder." He wasn't surprised when I mentioned my dad. Mentor is a mysterious person. I should ask for his autograph later. They were now in a hospital room. Agaha was being treated and was resting on the bed. Izuki announced, "And that's why I've decided to participate in the Salvation Alliance's national tournament preliminaries with Betsia." He didn't try to stop him. He asked about her condition. "How are you feeling, Agaha?" She glanced at the butterfly perched on her finger. "Bitch Diep healed me, so I've recovered. This is thanks to Ebezia treating me with a rare artifact." Mentor turned to him in surprise. "You possess the wood spirit bandage made by Aiden, then you must be his son, right?" Ebezia was surprised. "He not only knows about the artifact, but also about my father. I should act befitting of the eldest son of the Forging King." He pointed to himself proudly and introduced. "That's right, I am Aiden's father." Izuki corrected him. "You said it backwards." Ibezia, blushing with embarrassment, quickly corrected himself. "Sorry, Aiden is my father." Mentor ignored the recent blunder, cleared his throat, and said, "Anyway, thank you for saving my daughter. After the preliminaries are over, I'll bring Izuki to greet Aiden with you. You two must be preparing for the tournament, right? You may go now." "Tomorrow Ajaya and I will also be watching Izuki." "Yes, sir. Ibizia swears it. Please, rest assured. I will definitely show everyone that we can pass the preliminary round." Agaha could see that her father truly liked Izuki when he was Keisunazi and that he always brought her to the meetings. He explained that Izuki has a strong self-destructive desire when facing spirit beasts due to childhood trauma, but that desire only weakens when he has people he wants to protect by his side. "That's why I put you next to him." Agaha thought about this. Become his best friend, become his weakness, and then become the person he wants to protect. The person Izuki wants to protect before leaving. Mentor reminded her, "By the way, regarding the spirit beast attack at the school, it's been determined that it wasn't an accident, but a planned setup." "What did you say, Dad? The number of traitors?" "Siding with the spirit beasts is increasing. Although the scales are different, there have also been attacks targeting the commanders-in-chief on other continents. As of now, the future of humanity is bleak. He firmly believes that Izuki will surely destroy it and become a beacon of hope." The next day at the North B District for the Saviors League National Tournament Qualifiers, Izuki stepped into the arena surprised by the massive crowd around him. "There are more people than I thought." Iberia replied, I heard that as soon as the news spread that Mentor would be watching, people who weren't planning to participate suddenly changed their minds. The number of participants jumped from about 3,000 to nearly 5,000. When Daisy heard this, her face darkened. Mentor, that old geezer. He's creating too many variables. Tanky reassured her. Don't worry, they're just a motley crew who decided to join at the last minute. They won't have had time to form teams, so we still have the advantage in numbers. Tell the people we've recruited to wear a red band around their right arm so we know they're on our side. Coincidentally, Jimoji and Seo were also there. Jimoji asked, Are red bands in fashion? Should I wear one too? Since Mentor is here to watch, Seo continued, Izuki is probably here too. Sojiu Fujiwara, the announcer for the national tournament qualifiers, stepped forward to make an announcement. Everyone, I will explain the rules before we begin the preliminary round. He explained the competition rules. The preliminary round's competition area is divided into two zones, the inner area and the outer area. In the first stage of the qualifiers, you will start from the four main directions of the outer area. First, you will compete based on the time it takes to enter the inner area. The moment you enter the inner area, your rank will be recorded on your wristband, and only the top 300 will advance to the second round. Jimoji looked surprised at the device on his wrist. The wristband has that function, Seo thought nervously, eliminating thousands of people in the first round. This is brutal. Sojiu Fujiwara continued his announcement. You are allowed to bring 2 pieces of gear. Team up with anyone you want. Use whatever you like. Only the results matter after the first round ends. The rankings will be announced, and the rules for the second round will also be revealed. Ibiza suddenly shouted, Izuki, look! A guy and his cronies were drawing everyone's attention. It was Kinosa Zeiji. He gave an order, got it. Anyone who runs ahead of me or gets in my way, kill them. Ibiza whispered, the guys next to him are probably candidates he's bought off. For now, let's just get to the inner area as fast as possible. Once Kinoshita enters the inner area and lets his guard down, we'll ambush him. He was startled, his eyes wide with shock at Izuki's next move. He walked over to them and said, I heard all of that. 2 members of the team spoke up. Who are you? Careful, this guy isn't wearing a red band. Sojiu Fujiwara announced. And so the first round begins. The number of young people wanting to join the Saviors League is increasing. It's great to see, but numbers are meaningless without quality. Akira, who was beside him, commented, Back in our day, there were far fewer candidates above level 15. He continued, There's very little information on him. His talent is listed as Red Heaven Starstone, but all other information is hidden. Sojiu Fujiwara recalled, The year you participated, there were only 2 people. Right. He replied, That's why I said it would be boring without rookies like Kei Tsunazi Sachumi. I hope there is one, he said nonchalantly. Don't be ridiculous. A once-in-a-century genius like that, and doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Akira turned to ask Mentor, I heard that on the northern continent there was a student who defeated a core level 8 skeletal soldier right after awakening and became your disciple. Is that true? Soju Fujiwara was stunned. Defeated a level 8. Right after awakening impossible. And yet Mentor confirmed it. It is indeed true. He asked with interest, Is that person among them? Sojiu Fujiwara thought to himself, the second disciple acknowledged by Mentor after Kei Tsunazi Sachumi. He must have incredible talent. He looked thoughtfully at the screen, asking curiously, Who is it? Then he paid attention to each person. Jimoji, level 10, Golden Elementalist, 2nd tier talent. Mediocre. Not him. Seo, level 11, holds a 1st tier talent, but she's a water elementalist. Support-oriented, so it's probably not her either. It must be this girl, Haben Hana, a wood elementalist, but her level is unusually high at 16. Seeing Mentor remain still, Soju Fujiwara grew suspicious. It's not her, but Hana is the highest level candidate here. Akira was surprised. There's a level 0 candidate this time. He continued, Every year there are people who join out of curiosity, but they get crushed immediately and withdraw. Over with Daisy's group, they were laughing. A level 0 candidate. Seriously? Tanky next to her asked contemptuously, Are you lost, kid? He took out his weapon and put it on his arm. Daisy's smile slowly stiffened. That's Charlie's. Who the hell are you? Izuki asked quietly. You were looking for me, right? The guy realized. This low-level piece of trash is the one who took down Oga. You've got to be kidding me. I see. You came here under someone's orders just to provoke me, didn't you? Men give the order to throw him out. Yes, sir. Leave it to us. We'll make him regret ever insulting you. They surrounded Izuki, planning to use their numbers to overwhelm him, but he teleported away. I don't have time to talk to a piece of trash like you. He then landed in front of them. Akiza silently assessed them. 2 level 6s and 2 level 7s. I don't even need to look to know how this will end. If you beg for your life now, you might just survive. Ibiza mentally prepared himself. I can probably take one of them. But even if Izuki is strong, taking on 4 at once, he's touching the pouch on his hip? Does that mean I have no other choice but to use that thing? Honda stepped in front of him and said contemptuously, I thought some tough opponents were waiting for me, but it turns out it's just a level 0 piece of trash. Izuki walked towards him grimly and ordered the guy to get out of his way. At first the man was annoyed, since this was the first time anyone had treated him like that. Then Honda burst out laughing and the others joined in. Akiza thought to himself, good, I like that attitude. He declared, if you're going to die, I'll be the one to save you. Honda reached for his head. I'm going to smash your head open and see what's inside. A punch straight to the face sent a few of the guy's teeth flying. Izuki repeated one last time, I said get out of the way. Akiza was stunned. An opponent with a higher level than him. And he took him down in an instant. His cronies were shocked. Honda is a level 7. How did that newbie? The guy next to him reassured the others, condensing a fireball in his hand. Don't panic. He just caught him off guard. He activated his B-rank skill full power fire cannon, declaring, I'll burn you to ashes. Seeing the firepower rushing towards him, Ibiza was terrified. It's too fast. I don't even have time to use my gear. One of their group worried, isn't that a bit much for a level 0? Samu wasn't scared. People die in the preliminary rounds all the time. If you want to blame someone, then blame yourself for acting tough when you're only a level 0. As the flames in his hand died down, someone spoke up. Hey, something's not right. The others were shocked. Amidst the brilliant flames, his black ice wall had shattered, the fire into pieces. They were in shock. What is that? Ibiza was surprised and overjoyed. No way. He blocked that entire wide-range fire spell. He's amazing. Izuki coldly warned them, stay away from me. System notification, Black Ice Wall has defended against a B-rank fire-type skill. Black Ice Wall defense increased by 10%. Attack 310. Speed 310. Defense 341. Magic 310. Total 1,240 plus 31. He thought to himself, defense increased to 33. I need to confirm if the passive effect of Black Ice Wall still activates when defending against the same skill from the same target. More than once. Samu panicked when he saw Izuki was completely unharmed. Is that his ice-type skill? There aren't any water-type elementalists here. How can he use an ice-type skill? He challenged his opponent. Go on, try using that move again. I won't block it this time. He continued to form a fireball. Are you insulting me? A man never goes back on his word. Izuki replied calmly. Yeah, I promise. He unleashed a stronger move. B-rank skill, overheated fire cannon. This time, I'll definitely finish you with this move. A massive torrent of fire descended on where he was standing. The searing heat spread out, making Izuki realize its firepower was stronger than before, but it was still a fire-type skill. In the raging flames, his figure vanished. His cronies warned him, you went too far. Samu was confident in his firepower. It could even take down a level 8. He thought with regret, it used up all my mana. This is the finishing blow. A bit of a waste on a level 0 opponent. But this little show is over. Just as he was feeling smug, Samu stumbled back in fear. What? He appeared right in front of him. So, if it's the same skill from the same person, the passive effect of Black Ice Wall doesn't activate again. I see. Izuki calmly uttered, confirmation complete. Time to end this. Samu fell to the ground in terror. He blocked my ultimate skill that easily. Impossible. Seima from behind was creating flames to counter him. Yeah, that ice skill is strong, but I've found its weakness. The guy poured more power into his flames to stop Izuki. This guy's B-rank skill is chain fire. As the fireballs attacked, Izuki realized, trying to overwhelm me with numbers, huh? Activating Black Ice Wall. Where he stood, the firepower erupted into a massive explosion. Sama believed that even if he had a powerful skill, a level 0's mana pool had to be limited. If we can just drain his mana until he can't create that ice wall anymore, we'll win. However, Izuki's hand had already clamped down on the guys, causing the flames to die out. Sama broke out in a cold sweat, unable to believe it. What? He closed the distance in an instant. He covered his body in the black ice wall and noted, even after blocking so many fireballs, the passive effect only activated once. Every muscle in the guy's body tensed up. If your advantage is speed, our thing is strength. Izuki asks scornfully, are you even trying? First, he landed an uppercut right on Sama's throat. You look miserable, so I'll make this easier for you. As the guy collapsed, Izuki mentally calculated defense increased by 33 points, not 234. So it's calculated based on the defense value before the enhancement. System update, Black Ice Wall has blocked a B-rank fire skill. Defense increased by an additional 10%. Defense 310 plus 62 from Black Ice Wall. Izuki glanced at the other two. No more of those two old elements. Come at me. I'll use you guys to boost the passive effect of my lightning tremor. They thought the two of them were already down. There's no doubt about it. This guy's stats are fake. Let's get out of here. He said sarcastically, you think I'm just gonna let you leave? The two of them charged forward at the same time. You bastard, I'll take you down. This isn't a fire attribute. Don't think that trick will work. They used the C-rank skill, Silver Serpent Lightning, which surged forward. System update absorbed. C-rank lightning element skill with lightning tremor. Attack speed increased by 5%. Speed 341. Defense 372. Mana 310. Total 1,333. Aki was stunned. He's taking down Awakened of a higher level like it's a joke. He mused. Who is he? Izuki thought to himself. So, the passive effect of lightning tremor is also like the Black Ice Wall. It doesn't stack for skills from the same target. Imbezia stared blankly at the people collapsed on the ground and uttered, they're all down. He said admiringly, I thought this would be a tough fight. I never expected Izuki to be this strong. What kind of ability are you using? The three in the back were suspicious. What the hell are you? You can't be a level 0. Ibzia laughed coldly. You're asking who we are. Izuki was surprised. He formally introduced, we are the E-pair, remember that name? Because one day we'll be the strongest pair on the northern continent. He dragged Ibezia away by the collar. Forget about that. Let's just go after Kinosa, he wailed. We were just getting in the zone. The three of them were speechless at that name. The E-pair. How lame. Daisy thought it was quite noisy. That level 0 guy must have been taken down by now. But that crossbow, it's definitely Charlie's. I'll have to investigate it later. No one on this northern continent should be able to catch Charlie besides the savior. He was deep in thought, a vein popping on his forehead in anger as he saw someone dash past him. Can had just passed JJ and thought smugly past another one. Unlike those muscle brains, I switched to speed after all. Just as he was gloating, his entire body was struck by lightning. Can fell to the ground, struggling to look up. Attacking us at full speed. What kind of monster? Just then, Jerry landed on his head. The arrogant man announced, That's the price for running ahead of me. Jerry turned back and warned the group behind him, Snap out of it, you lot. I need to conserve my stamina for the second round. Don't waste my time with trash like this. Nento observed the situation and asked, Is that the son of the Northern Region's administrator, Kinosa Jeiji? Soju Fujiwara judged so arrogant. I wonder how he was raised. He's helpless, but the kid isn't breaking any rules, so there's nothing we can do. Meanwhile, Daisy was recovering his strength. Thanks to them clearing out the annoyances, my stamina is almost fully restored. The crowd behind him didn't dare to move forward. Daisy looked at the building ahead and thought confidently, with this, I can pass the second round with ease. So that's the inner zone up ahead. This is too easy. Behind him, lightning crashed down. Someone called out, "Kinosita!" Startled, he glanced back. He never expected a variable to appear at such a critical moment. JJ turned to face the crowd behind him and asked, "Who dares to call me by my full name like that?" They panicked. "It wasn't me. Don't look at me like that. I didn't do anything." From the back, someone recognized him. It's him, the level 0 newcomer. They formed two lines, making way for him to walk through. Jerry had a bad feeling. Level 0. Don't tell me. Seeing him approach, the man already had his answer. It really is him. JJ was annoyed with his subordinates' incompetence. Seriously, he took them all down. No way. A level 6 and a level 7 couldn't handle him. He figured it out. I see. He must have bribed them. JJ spoke up. How long have you been following me, you level 0 piece of trash? Izuki got straight to the point. You're staying here until we're done. Ibezia felt a secret sense of relief. Basically, Izuki carried me here. Every opponent we faced was defeated instantly. If it weren't for Izuki, I would have been eliminated halfway through. The man turned his back, completely dismissing him. I'm busy. I don't have time to waste on you, but I have prepared a few opponents for you. He ordered his subordinates. You guys take care of him. They were contemptuous. What, just for some level 0 brat? Calling Kinosita by his full name, get real. We'll teach you some manners, don't worry. I'm going to show those two what hell is really like. Ibzia. Wait. 87, 18. They have over 100 people. What should we do? Izuki grabbed him by the scruff of his neck, pulled him close, and ordered him to cover his head. As soon as he finished speaking, he teleported away from there. Joji's collar was also yanked back by Izuki. The guy's entire body was thrown outside while Ibezia was thrown inside. Daisy was caught by her subordinate, and he was completely stunned. He faced the guy. It seems you don't understand my words. Let me repeat myself. Until we're finished here, you are not allowed to go anywhere. Meanwhile, Zio and Jimu tiredly entered the inner zone. A notification appeared. She was ranked 4th, and he was 5th. Jimoji sat down on the ground to rest. Those guys with the red bands are involved in this too. They still haven't learned their lesson. And they're still trying to get in our way, Zio added. If we hadn't stuck together, we probably would have been taken down. Before we even made it here. He was disappointed. But I thought we were the fastest. I can't believe someone was even faster than us. Nearby, Gakure ranked 3rd thought with dissatisfaction. I can't believe I'm only 3rd. Sion Akagami ranked 2nd teased the other person. Are you hungry already? You just finished eating. She looked towards the first place ranker. More importantly, look at the one who came in first. Kana Hanzo, she's level 16. Zio thought to herself, Izuki must be acting alone. And if he was held back like we were, Jimu's jaw dropped in amazement. Look, someone's flying this way. Hearing that, she frowned and looked in that direction. He landed with a thud. A system notification announced, Ibezia has reached the inner zone rank 6. Just then, a worried Ibezia called out Izuki's name. Jimozu was stunned. Did that person just say, Izuki? Zeo confirmed, yes, I heard it too. They looked into the distance and saw his defiant back facing 100 people. Jimu thought, that back, it's definitely Izuki amidst the pouring rain. He repeated, when this is over, I won't let you go anywhere. Soji Fujiwara was curious. That rookie is just one step away from the inner zone. Why does he keep clinging to Kinoshita Joji like that? Agaha lowered his eyes sadly upon seeing his situation. He suggested Hiten Akiza please help him if he gets into trouble. He thought to himself, Izuki, he just unleashed incredible speed. I wonder if I could do that. At that age, over there, Joji said grimly, you keep getting in my way again and again. Get ready. What's about to start isn't just a battle. It's your complete humiliation. In other words, this is a 100 versus 1 beatdown. Izuki didn't care about his rank in the trial. Passing the preliminaries can wait. Right now, getting revenge for Agaha is my top priority. Joji screamed the order, kill him for me. Everyone activated their abilities, their auras flaring as they rushed towards him, but Izuki stood there calmly. The wind and rain made the hem of his coat flutter. A fire-type user rushed forward. I'm not letting anyone else get the credit. I'll take your head. Skill C-rank Fire Fist. He saw Izuki block his attack with just one hand. He was shocked. What? Izuki counterattacked, punching him straight in the face. The fire-type user fell to the ground with a thud, a mess of broken teeth and blood. The crowd that was charging forward stopped in their tracks. He took him down with one punch. Someone tried to reassure the others. Don't panic. There are more of us. We can't lose to some worthless level 0. They regained their morale. That's right. Everyone charge. Izuki said nonchalantly, all the better. Black Ice Wall has blocked a B-rank fire skill. With Black Ice Wall defenses increased by 10%. He creates area of effect damage with explosive fire Lotus. Let's end this farce quickly. Activating explosive fire. Lotus. Streams of incredible heat coiled around Izuki's arm. One stream shot towards the crowd, sending them flying back from the explosion. Behind them, Jimozu, who hadn't seen him in a long time, was astonished. That's Izuki's skill. Zeo and Ibria were stunned, speechless. Gakure noticed the commotion over there. What the hell was that explosion? Sion stroked the cat in her palm, unconcerned. An explosion of this scale is nothing to me. Kana stood alone in a corner, hugging her sword. She seemed to be lost in thought. Soji Fujiwara looked at the shocking scene, horrified. That explosion was cast by a level 0 boy. The firepower is one thing, but how can he use a skill that doesn't belong to his class? Hitanakiza was silent before the shocking sight, while Agaha thought, I never knew Izuki possessed an area of effect skill. That's why he was so confident in the land of locusts. How many trump cards is he hiding? Izuki was calculating. 30% firepower should be enough. My opponents are human, so I have to hold back so they don't die. Joji stared blankly at the devastating scene before him. His side was completely wiped out while the enemy was untouched. He coldly settled the score. Now, it's your turn. Joji staggered. We had over 100 men, and you took them all out in an instant. What are you? Why are you so obsessed with me? Izuki found it ridiculous. Obsessed, you're the one who targeted me first and seriously injured my friend. Today, I'm going to return the pain she suffered back to you. The guy unleashed his power. I am the son of the prestigious Kinoshita family from North District B. All the dungeons around here are mine. I don't have to struggle against. Calamitous spirit beasts. By using the karma stones provided by my family, I can easily reach levels that commoners could never dream of. Our foundations are different. I will kill you. I will definitely win. B rank. Skill Purple Lightning Cannon activated. System notification. B rank skill. Purple Lightning Cannon detected. Activating super simulation. Analysis progress 1%. He charged directly at Daisy, ramming into him. Daisy clutched his stomach, trembling in pain, thinking to himself, he dodged it at this speed. He's really a level 0. I can't win this fight. I need help. What are you doing? Get over here and help me. Tanki knew this was against the rules, but I don't care about my reputation anymore. He was confident. Tanki is a level 35 awakened. Prepare to go to hell. Nento's side was already prepared. Akira excitedly cracked his knuckles to warm up. Got it. He felt someone approaching from behind. His magic resistance and mana sense were reacting. Someone was approaching at high speed. System notification, analysis progress at 19%. Of course, Izuki noticed, and it wasn't just one person. A powerful tremor came from ahead of him. Izuki calmly glanced over at the situation. He soon pinned Tanki down under him and reminded him, keep going. Izuki resumed what he had left unfinished, a murderous aura surrounding him. He glanced down at Jerry at his feet. Looks like your subordinate isn't going to make it. Terrified, the man blurted out his connections. Wait, my dad is the administrator of North B District, and he's a member of the Salvation Alliance. Do you know what will happen if you dare to touch me? He didn't care who he or his father was. One punch knocked JJ unconscious. Izuki felt a sense of relief. Agaha had been avenged. She knew everything he did today was for her. Her face immediately flushed, touched. Soji Fujiwara was astonished. Did that boy really defeat Kinoshita Jeiji? Why is he looking over here? Izuki was calculating. If I stop the analysis at 99% now, I can recover my stamina for round 2. When the simulation reached 99%, the system announced analysis stopped. From behind him, the CEO's voice called out, Izuki. He was startled to hear that voice. Izuki turned to see the CEO. She had been waiting there for him. Hurry and get inside or you'll be disqualified. Her voice was incredibly gentle and charming. He stepped inside, greeting her. It's been a while. System notification. Izuki has entered the inner zone, ranked 7th. Ebezia and Jimozu rushed forward to hug him. Izuki, I missed you. You bastard, I'm so glad you're okay. The two of them glared at each other, sparks flying. Jimoji asked unhappily, Who are you and why are you crying over Izuki? He answered casually, Me. He proudly introduced himself. I'm Izuki's teammate, Ebezia. Jimozu angrily turned to Izuki and yelled, I've never heard you say you were teaming up with anyone else, you traitor. The CEO was surprised. It's rare for Izuki to make friends. Ebezia shot back, Izuki, a traitor? Are you two a couple or something? What's your team's name? He replied, Team name, who cares about that? We're not kids. Do you have one? Ebezia blurted out smugly, Of course we do. He then goaded, Come on, tell me. Izuki had to stop them before things got any worse, but it was too late. Ebezia had already revealed it with a very proud expression, We're Team E. We really agonized over coming up with that name. That name made Jimozu howl with laughter. Team E, that's so lame. He got annoyed. What are you laughing at? It's a good name, Soji Fujiwara announced. The number of participants who have entered the inner zone has reached 500. Those who have not yet arrived will be disqualified. Round 2 will begin soon. In Round 2, you will fight alone against spirit beasts in the testing area for 1 hour. Jimozu was surprised. Alone, Ebezia turned serious. Round 2 is finally here. Akira had been waiting for this moment. It's finally time. I've been waiting for this. He was truly looking forward to seeing what was so special about them. They moved to the venue for Round 2. The arena was already crowded with people. Jimozu asked curiously, So, Round 2 is taking place here, right? Ebezia couldn't stop trembling. It's so dark and scary in here. Jimoji teased, It's been a while. But are you really still a level 0? Is your level permanently stuck? Izuki admitted it. He wondered, So that means your stats don't increase either, right? How did you get so strong then? Ebezia added, I'm curious too. How is Izuki so strong even though he's a level 0? Izuki replied, About that. My master told me not to tell anyone. 2 European cars cut in. We were taught that an exorcist's skills are at a national security level. The European car turns to Izuki. Izuki, you don't need to pay them any mind. Soji Fujiwara appears and asks, Is everyone ready? Ebezia is astonished to see him approach. The whole group stares in awe. They're up high. That's Soji Fujiwara. He organizes the national tournament every year. Next to him is Hyuten Akira, a veteran of the River Crossing War, the one with the strongest physique. And the person in the mask. Is that the legendary Nento? It's a reunion of legends. He speaks up. Now I will explain the rules for the second round. Listen carefully. Many calamity spirit beasts will appear in the trial area. Kill points are based on difficulty. A notification displays defeated hard rank spirit beast, 1,000 kill points. Kill points based on difficulty. Beginner 100, normal 500, hard 1,000, nightmare 5,000. Soji Fujiwara continues to explain the rules. There is a 1-minute break after defeating a spirit beast. After that, you will be forcibly transferred to the next difficulty level. Time remaining for break, 56 seconds. Gakuze is confident he'll climb straight to nightmare rank. His information is displayed. Gakuze, human, level 13, class Earth Elementalist, Tier 2 hidden talent, hidden stats. Izuki suddenly blurts out, I have a question. The others start murmuring. This guy is level 0. How did he even pass the first round? He must have been carried. Did you realize the second round is solo and you're starting to get cold feet? No, that must be it. Soji Fujiwara allows it. What is it? Feel free to ask. He doesn't beat around the bush. Is nightmare rank the highest difficulty? When Hyuten Akira hears this, he bursts out laughing while the old man's jaw drops in shock. The others are already looking down on him. What a show-off. A level 0. Oh, wouldn't stand a chance against a nightmare rank spirit beast. I bet he can't even beat a beginner rank, let alone a nightmare. Gakuze chimes in. He must be some trash who only knows how to show off. Soji says seriously, theoretically, the difficulty of the calamity spirit beasts is limitless. You'll understand once you actually try to defeat a nightmare rank beast. Izuki thinks. Limitless, huh? Jimotsu reminds him. It's useless to even think about it. Nightmare rank is for level 10 and above at least. We'd be lucky to even beat a hard rank. Soji continues. The points accumulated in the qualifiers can be carried over to the official national tournament. In other words, whether or not you can join the Salvation Alliance in the future depends heavily on your performance today. Jimotsu is overjoyed. The points earned here count for the main tournament too. Izuki makes a decision internally. I'll have to use that. KSUNA Jishumi's 6th place is 115,000 points. I have to use this chance to surpass him. A notification chimes. Everyone please enter the trial area. The second qualifier begins. He steps inside and thinks, so this is the trial area. It's not that different from a regular dungeon. In the darkness, countless glowing red eyes are watching Izuki. They step out. A system prompt appears. Beginner rank Spirit Beast Calamity Hound. 10 of them. 100 kill points. Izuki is thrilled. Finally, I get to fight a Spirit Beast. System notification, activate Black Ice Wall. He plans for a quick victory. I can't raise my stats with these guys. So let's end this quickly. Izuki's image is broadcast on a large screen. Sojiro asks with interest, Hyuten Akaza, you're watching him too. He replies, I also want to see that girl Kana Hanzo fight. Hyuten Akiza says, this boy is more interesting. His eyes don't leave the screen. Here it comes. The old man is curious. Does he really have something surprising up his sleeve? Inside, Izuki kills the entire pack of Calamity Hounds in one go. The system displays time elapsed 1 second, 100 points earned. Soju is shocked. 1 second, it usually takes several minutes. He says cheerfully, I told you so, didn't I? Hyuten Akiza, this boy is more interesting. I don't think a level 8 fire dragon is much of a threat. Nento approaches and asks, how are the other candidates doing? The man looks embarrassed. My apologies, we were too focused. I'll switch to multi-screen mode. This way, we can observe the top 10 candidates simultaneously. Agaha figures out Nento's motive. He's trying to draw attention away from Izuki, isn't he? Sojil glances over. It seems most of the other candidates are still fighting at the beginner level. Seo uses his water-type ability to attack the spirit beasts. Gaku's fights in close combat, smashing them one by one with his mace. Kana uses her wood-type ability to strangle the spirit beasts. Sojiu compares them. Kana Hanzo is the only one keeping up with Izuki. Agia cries out in worry. This is bad. Izuki is about to. He's being burned by the fire dragon's flames. Sojil starts to step forward. Did he use up all his stamina fighting the Calamity Hounds and has no strength left to dodge? He'll be seriously injured if he takes that flame head on. Call the medical team. Hyuten Akiza stops him. Wait, let's watch a little longer. He's certain. With the speed he showed earlier, dodging an attack like this should be a piece of cake. System notification, activate Black Ice Wall. His entire body is enveloped in the Black Ice Wall completely unharmed. A single slash splits the fire dragon's body in two. As it falls, the system updates. Time elapsed 5 seconds. 500 points earned. Sojiu is in shock. He's completely unscathed. That ice armor, it covered his entire body. He could have killed it instantly. So why did he go to the trouble of taking the hit like that? System prompt black. Ice Wall has blocked a C-rank fire-type skill. With Black Ice Wall defense is increased by an additional 10%. Izuki calculates internally. I have to make the most of every opportunity to raise my stats. He looks at his stats. My defense is now 434. His information is refreshed. Izuki, human, level 0 fixed, class exorcist, talent, nirvana special grade, skills, super simulation Z rank, thunderquake trio, level 1 Black Ice Wall, level 2, Lotus Explosion, level 2, True Piercing Orb, level 2, Mana Sense, level 1, Shikigami Devourer, level 1, Stats Magic Attack, 310, Speed 341 increased by 30% due to Thunderquake Trio, Defense 434 increased by 40% due to Black Ice Wall, Magic Power 310, total 1,395. The screen displays 58 seconds of rest time remaining. Skip rest. He presses the yes button, eagerly thinking to himself, let's test my defense against this calamity beast. The next Calamity Beast appears. Hiten Akira knows that at this difficulty, the candidate's speed and combat senses will be tested. Sojil confirms that's right, as a Thunder Rhino attacks. It channels electrical energy through its horn, unleashing a dual attack that combines physical and lightning damage. If he gets hit by that, his body will be pierced due to his low defense stat, and he'll be paralyzed and unable to move due to his lack of lightning resistance. To defeat the Thunder Rhino, he has to use his speed to dodge and attack when it's exhausted. Seeing Izuki's next move, he's startled. Wait, what is he trying to do? Izuki is now touching the Thunder Rhino's horn. He taps it lightly. This horn is perfect for testing my defense. Lightning crackles around the horn. Veins bulge on the Thunder Rhino's face. Smoke snorts from its nostrils. It uses its horn to fling Izuki backward, sending his entire body flying into the air. A worried Agaha shouts his name, Izuki, while Hiten Akira can't predict this boy's moves. Everything he does is unpredictable, but each time he delivers results that are far beyond imagination. The spot where he was hovering suddenly explodes. System notification. Blocked a C-rank lightning skill with Thunderquake Step. Speed increased by 5%. He realizes the test is done. It seems attacks from Spirit Beasts level 10 or lower can't hurt me. Izuki is no longer interested in playing around with it. Time to end this. He activates Thunderquake Step Speed plus 50% and dashes towards the Thunder Rhino. It proudly raises its head, ready to face its enemy. Izuki plummets from above like an arrow. One hand covered in black ice plunges straight into the Thunder Rhino's head. System reports, time elapsed 7 seconds, 1,000 points earned. Hiten Akira smiles and comments. So far, his total time is less than 15 seconds. Not only is he faster than I was in my youth, it feels like he's still not going all out. Sojil worries, but next up are swift hand movements and sharp claws that tear enemies to shreds in an instant, a giant mouth that spews iron chains to devour everything, and a massive body covered in armor-like plating. It possesses all of those traits. The strongest and most ferocious Calamity Beast in the Qualifiers, the ultimate target for all candidates. Izuki is facing the Nightmare-level Spirit Beast. Purgatory Giant, level 15, kill points 5,000. Izuki activates True Piercing Orb. The orb goes through its head. System update, defeated level 15 Purgatory Giant. True Piercing Orb's flight speed increased by 200%. The spectators who witnessed this are stunned. He reads the information, True Piercing Orb flight speed 9 meters per second, total increase 900%. Izuki is intrigued. On to the next one. Sojil has to change his view of this young man. Even a nightmare-level Purgatory Giant. He killed it in a few seconds. The system displays time elapsed 3 seconds, 5,000 points earned. The scene shifts to the girl Seo. That spirit beast opens its mouth and fires a beam of strange energy. Seo has activated her C-rank skill, Water Bullet. She thinks to herself, if I defeat the remaining 2, I can pass the normal level. System update, beginner level 1 completion progress 80%. Gacker confidently thinks, I skipped the rest period. The first one to reach the normal level will definitely be me. The notification panel shows normal level completion progress 0%. She calculates, I'll recover my spent mana before moving on. Until the normal level completion progress 100%. An announcement rings out. Nightmare level has been conquered. Time elapsed 21 seconds. Rank 1. Seo cheers happily. That must be Izuki. Gaker is shocked. Someone was faster than me. Was it Kana? The person mentioned Kana remained silent upon hearing the result. Izuki has dealt with that spirit beast. Shall we move on to the next floor? To this moment, Sojil Fujiwara still can't believe it. He killed a Purgatory Giant in the blink of an eye. It pierced right through its armor. What is that dark orb? Hiten Akira gives an order, increase the difficulty. Let's see how far that brat can go. Notification, Nightmare level Phase 2, 2 level 15 Purgatory Giants. Kill points 10,000. He looks at the spirit beasts around him disappointed. I was wondering what would happen, but they just increased the number. The ferocious spirit beasts roar, sending out shockwaves of sound. Izuki calculates, while it's roaring, I'll take one out first. System notification, activating True Piercing Orb. The orb pierces through one of their heads, followed by a notification. Defeated level 15 Purgatory Giant. True piercing orb flight speed increased by 200%. True piercing orb flight speed 11 meters per second. Flight speed increase value 1,100%. Sojo Fujiwara is confused. In one hit, what is that orb? Is there no limit to its use? Heighten Akira assesses, it's certainly very powerful, but that skill has a fatal weakness. He doesn't quite understand. A weakness. Currently, Izuki is facing the last spirit beast. He frowns. This speed. It's faster than any spirit beast I've ever faced outside. Heighten Akira explains, it's logical. Because of their massive bodies, people often mistakenly believe they're very slow. But Sojo Fujiwara still doesn't get it. What are you trying to say? Inside Izuki is condensing the orb. System notification activating true piercing orb. The orb compared to the massive size of the spirit beast is truly insignificant. Heighten Akira continues, as a racial trait, they don't possess magic power, but in return, their other stats are significantly enhanced. Despite that giant body, it's actually a speed type. Just as he predicted, it dodged the true piercing orb. 4. Spirit Beast information displayed. Purgatory Giant 1008, Giant Tribe, level 15, Tier 2 talent. Cannot use magic, but all stats are increased by 25%. Skills none. Stats attack, 320 speed, 300 defense, 320, magic power 0, total 940. Only now does Izuki realize the situation has become dangerous. It dodged. Heighten Akira admits, it's true that Dark Orb deals a massive amount of damage, but its flight speed isn't that fast. He takes advantage of their habit of roaring before launching an attack to strike first. That brat's combat intuition is really good, but if he can't increase the flight speed of that black orb, he probably won't be able to pass this stage. A punch from the spirit beast sends Izuki flying into the distance. He slammed into the rock cliff behind him, causing a tremor. Thick smoke and dust billowed as the cliff wall behind him caved in. Izuki struggled to move his aching body. It can dodge at mid-range, Sojiu speculated from outside. I knew it wouldn't hit. But he still used it, which means he must be hiding another trump card, he thought to himself. Is that really it? They noticed Izuki's strange expression. Why is he smiling? Because he's already figured out a solution. So fast, if that's the case, I'll close the distance immediately. Izuki activates Thunderquake 3. He was no longer where he stood now, hurtling towards the spirit beast. It aggressively raised its giant fist, preparing to slam it down a single punch that would send shockwaves across the entire area. The ground cracked for 10 meters. Agaha covered her mouth in terror, genuinely worried for him. Sojiu hastily picked up his phone. This attack is completely different from Raitei's. If that hits him directly, even he won't come out unscathed. Call the medical team, hurry. This time, Nento stopped him. Wait, Heighten Akiza had also figured it out. True, the power of that punch is terrifying, but it's meaningless if it doesn't connect. As the spirit beast's fist lifted, a thick cloud of smoke obscured their view of the situation. Finally, when the smoke cleared, it frantically looked down at the deep crater in the ground, but saw no one. Izuki's voice rang out from behind. Over here! It instinctively whipped its head around to look. A piercing sphere shot straight through the spirit beast's head. It was Izuki who had launched a surprise attack from behind to deliver this blow. Its giant body crashed to the ground. System notification Purgatory. Giant level 15 defeated. Piercing sphere flight speed increased by 200%. Piercing sphere flight speed 13 meters per second. Flight speed increase value 1,300%, duration 12 seconds. Receive 10,000 points. Soju teased Agaha. It's rare to see you get so worked up, Agaha. She shyly looked away. I was just praying for everyone's safety. Listen, if a young person carrying the future of humanity on their shoulders were to die, and it would be a huge loss for us, his family would be devastated too. I just want everyone to be safe, that's all. I wasn't thinking at all that Izuki looked super cool defeating those purgatory giants or anything. Okay. Because Izuki would react the same way, so don't get the wrong idea. It's not like that at all. Sojiu reminded Agaha, you've gotten a lot more talkative since the last time we met. Nento was speechless hearing his comment about his daughter. Sojiu turned to ask Heighten Akiza, By the way, how did you know Izuki would dodge that attack? Heighten Akiza replied, that brat. His speed isn't that different from the Purgatory Giant's, but when electricity courses through his body, his speed increases significantly. When that happens, the Purgatory Giant can't possibly hit him. He mused. He's managed to defeat 2 of them, but there were some pretty dangerous moments. With his current score, he's definitely secured first place. If it were me, I'd stop here. But Izuki had a goal. If I want to surpass Kusunoji Sachumi, the strongest human alive, I have to keep attacking. I can't rest for even a second. System update Spirit Beasts attacking Izuki, Nightmare level stage 3, Purgatory Giant level 15-3. Kill points 15,000. As before, he activated Piercing Sphere. One of them had its head blown off. 1 down, Izuki counted silently. Heighten Akira praised. He chose to continue. He really is the one I had my eye on. Soji Fujiwara suddenly remembered. Come to think of it, you went straight to stage 3 too. He continued. So did you. He compared, even for you who possesses the strongest body, stage 3 was the limit. I wonder how Izuki will handle this. Inside, Izuki was facing a ferocious spirit beast. Its fist reached out trying to grab him, but Izuki had already zipped away. He was now teleporting to the top of its head. I'll increase my speed with Thunderquake 3 and close the distance by jumping behind it as the piercing sphere descends. That's the second one, Izuki counted. System update Purgatory Giant level 15 defeated. Piercing sphere flight speed increased by 200%. Piercing sphere flight speed 17 meters per second. Flight speed increase value 1,700%. Izuki considered how to deal with the next spirit beast. The third one, he was currently inside its mouth. Its sharp teeth were about to bite down. The spirit beast's mouth snapped shut without a single gap. But in an instant, its head was gone. Izuki inside was settling the score. Let's see. I'll rip your guts out. Activate full power Lotus Explosion. The spirit beast's mouth began to glow with fire. The firepower erupted from within, and its body exploded into smithereens. System notification Purgatory Giant level 15 defeated with Lotus Explosion. Range of all skills plus 1%. Current plus 1,101%. Duration 13 seconds. Received 15,000 points. Soji Fujiwara couldn't believe his eyes. That's the skill that blew away so many candidates. In Stage 1, Izuki thought to himself as he saw the notification panel. Mana 0 out of 310. My mana has completely bottomed out. But as long as these calamitous spirit beasts keep appearing, the passive effect of Mana Sense will replenish my mana. System display Mana Sense level 1 passive effect. When one enemy unit is detected, recover 10% mana. Facing Izuki was a group of high-level spirit beasts. Nightmare level stage 4, Purgatory Giant level 15-4. Kill points 20,000. Current mana 124 out of 310. 4 enemy units detected, recovering 40% mana. Soji Fujiwara discussed. Stage 4 has begun. If he clears this stage, he'll surpass your past self. Heighten Akiza acknowledged. That's right. So far, only Tsunaji has cleared stage 4. No one else has ever passed it. I'm curious to see how far this kid can go. Inside the qualifier, he was tumbling to dodge the spirit beast's attacks. Every time the flight speed of the piercing sphere increases. Izuki realized the pattern. The accuracy rate also increases. At this rate, if I increase the flight speed just a little more, I'll be able to hit them without getting close. My mana is limited. I can't afford to waste a single piercing sphere. These spirit beasts are linked together by iron chains. He frowned upon discovering this detail. Iron chains. The other spirit beast was tilting its head, pulling on the chain. This meant the piercing sphere he had just thrown at the other one's head had missed. Its hand reached out towards Ezuki, grabbing him. As he was caught, he thought to himself, damn it, I can't get any leverage in this position. The spirit beast's hand tightened, trying to crush Izuki. The pressure on his bones was so intense he coughed up blood as cracks spiderwebbed across his joints. Finished it, hurled Izuki into the distance. Covered in blood, he fell to the ground with a thud. Soji Fujiwara said worriedly, Akaza, hurry and help him! He was shocked, unable to believe it. Is this all he's got? Akiza was reminded of how he used to be just like him. Just as he was about to step in saying, "I'll go save him," Nento stopped him again. "Wait." He was very confident. "Mitsuki hasn't given up yet." Soji Fujiwara protested, "Nento, this isn't the time to be talking about whether he's given up or not." Agaha chimed in, "That's right. If we don't go help, Mitsuki will die." Akiza added, "He's in a desperate situation." Nento remained calm in the face of everyone's criticism. "But I know he still has a trump card." Soji Fujiwara was shocked. "A trump card? How could you possibly know that?" He emphasized, "Those aren't the eyes of someone who has accepted their fate. I won't give up that easily. To kill it, I've done everything I can to train myself." System display activating super simulation. Continuing analysis. He remembered that during the battle with Kinoshita, JJ's super simulation had activated on his skill. "But I decided to cancel it at the last second. Analysis progress 99%. Analysis canceled. I did that to be ready for a situation just like this." Once the progress reached 100%. System notification analysis complete. B rank skill. Purple lightning cannon acquired. Thunderbreak level 2 obtained. Agaha cheered happily. "Look, the blue lotus." Seeing this for the first time, Soji Fujiwara couldn't help but be curious. Is that one of his skills too? But that... What good can that blue lotus do in a situation like this? Akiza wondered, glancing at Agaha's joyful expression. Does that girl know something? Notification for Izuki. Thunderbreak level 2 update. Active effect can absorb lightning-type attacks of B rank or lower into the body. Once the absorbed lightning energy is released, user's speed stat increases by 100%. Absorption capacity no more than 5. Passive effect. Each time a B rank lightning-type attack is absorbed, user's speed stat increases by 10%. Current bonus 15%. A black armor covered his hand. He clenched his fist and began to absorb the power. System notification. Thunderbreak level 2 obtained. All stats plus 20. All negative effects removed and all wounds fully healed. The spirit beast's fist slammed down but was blocked by the lotus flower. Izuki didn't have time to play with it anymore. "The warm-up is over. From now on, I'm going all out." His stats are refreshed. Attack 330 plus 20. Speed 330 plus 20. Defense 330 plus 20. Mana 330 plus 20. Total 1,320 plus 80. Soji Fujiwara was stunned. He was just beaten half to death, but he fully recovered in just a few seconds. That healing power is even better than a healer's, and that's not all. That insane area of effect skill. Just how many overpowered skills does he have, as a piercing orb shot past its head? System notification defeated level 15 Purgatory Giant. Piercing orb flight speed increased by 200%. Another one was destroyed. The same notification repeated. System display successfully cleared Nightmare level stage 4. Time elapsed 31 seconds. Kill points 20,000. Watching their bodies fall behind him, Izuki was confident in his current strength. "No matter how many Purgatory Giants appear, I'll still win." Izuki launched into a giant sweeping rampage. System notification defeated level 15 Purgatory Giant. Piercing orb flight speed increased by 200%. The next piercing orb flew past a giant's head. Piercing orb flight speed 27 meters per second. Value increased 2,700%. The next one was pierced through the chest. Successfully cleared Nightmare level stage 5. Time elapsed 57 seconds. Kill points 25,000. The next one was impaled vertically from below. Successfully cleared Nightmare level stage 6. Time elapsed 1 minute and 34 seconds. Kill points 30,000. This sight was enough to terrify those watching through the screen. Looking at the giants piled high, someone couldn't help but exclaim, "This place is a wasteland. I'm starting to wonder who the real monster is, Izuki or the Purgatory Giants." Izuki noticed, "Where's the next stage? Hey, the Purgatory Giants aren't appearing." Soji Fujiwara, still reeling, couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. He pressed the red control button beside him, then spoke into the mic. "Announcement, Izuki, it's over. You've defeated all the Purgatory Giants we had prepared." Looking at the small mountain of corpses, Soji Fujiwara repeated, "You've taken down every Purgatory Giant we had ready." Izuki couldn't believe it. I defeated all of them." Wasn't the difficulty supposed to be limitless? He walked over the pile of giant corpses. I don't remember how many I killed or how many points I earned, because I've reached my limit. The gap between me and Kusunoji Satsumi probably isn't that big anymore. Besides, I achieved my other goal of increasing the piercing orb's flight speed. Not bad. System notification. You have defeated 11 level 15 purgatory giants. Piercing orb flight speed increased by 1,100%. Piercing orb flight speed 38 meters per second. Value increase 3,800%. Izuki compared 38 meters per second. That's faster than a normal car. Suddenly, strange streams of energy appeared behind him. Izuki quickly glanced back on high alert. Seeing no danger, he sighed in relief. I thought there was another one. Oh, right. I completely forgot. Since I can't level up the experience from the spirit beasts that died here will turn into karma stones. Behind him was a giant karma stone as large as a person. Soji Fujiwara was startled. Is that a karma stone? Why did it appear in the testing area? If it's blue, it must contain at least 10,000 experience points. Nento revealed, Izuki can't absorb experience points, so any experience dropped will turn into a karma stone like that. Akiza had a realization. I thought his level was fixed because he was hiding his stats, but it turns out he really can't level up. Soji Fujiwara understood. If Izuki formed a party with someone and entered a dungeon, then that teammate could absorb all the experience points. I'm so glad that kid is human. If he were a spirit beast, I can't even imagine. He took the karma stone, which shrank to the size of his palm. Izuki walked towards the gate. I've done everything I needed to do here. Time to get out. The heavy gate slowly opened. Sojiro Fujiwara exclaimed joyfully, He's out! As soon as Izuki stepped out, the system displayed Izuki has completed preliminary round 2. Points earned 106,600. Time elapsed 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Rank 1. The man walked up to him and made an offer. Izuki, I've observed your performance. You truly have potential. Would you like to come with me? I guarantee I will recommend a mentor worthy of you. Izuki refused without hesitation. I appreciate the offer, but I already have a master, so I don't need one. Sojiro Fujiwara asked doubtfully. You don't understand, do you? So what if you already have a master? No ordinary person can guide a young talent like you. It would be much better for you to follow me. I have both connections and resources. Then Akira reminded him. He already said he doesn't need one. If you keep forcing it like this, you're going to be disliked. He was stubborn. Do you think I'll give up that easily? Are you going to let Izuki's talent be ruined by someone else? Izuki remembered him. You were the one who dealt with Kinoshita's subordinates back then, Akira said casually. Don't worry about that. I just deal with rule breakers. Besides, he's Mentor's disciple. There's no reason to persuade him anymore, right? Sojiro Fujiwara was shocked. What did you say? Whose disciple? Izuki politely said to him, Thank you for your help back then. He still couldn't believe his ears. Izuki is Mentor's disciple. Mentor from behind confirmed it for him. Yes, that's right. The man was stunned, so the monster who suddenly appeared is Mentor's disciple. Izuki now had time to greet Mentor. Master. He was very pleased with today's performance. Well done, I observed your performance very clearly. You're not hurt anywhere, are you? If you are, I'll have Agaha heal you. Agaha grumbled. He was even planning to challenge Stage 7. You'd better not come back with any injuries. Izuki explained, I'm not injured, but I'm almost out of stamina. I'll be fine after a little rest. Sojiro Fujiwara had calmed down. If he's Mentor's disciple, then it makes sense. Another one of his disciples also wiped out all the calamity spirit beasts we had prepared. Do you know who that is? K. Suna. J. Satsumi. She also reached Stage 6. Sojiro Fujiwara denied it. Back then, Stage 4 was the highest, so we raised it to Stage 6 afterwards. But if that's still not enough, I guess we'll have to raise it to Stage 8. He calmly requested, just sit down and observe with the other candidates. For them, Round 2 is just beginning. Inside the preliminary round, Jamuju was reaching 100% progress on Nightmare difficulty. His hands were shaking from exhaustion while fighting the Thunder Ape. I can't even lift my arms anymore. It seems Nightmare difficulty is a bit too much for me. The system announced, Inojimu has finished the Stage 2 challenge. Time elapsed 17 minutes and 17 seconds. Points earned 1,600. On Seiyu's side, she was also running out of strength. Progress 100%. She tiredly lifted the water-encased Thunder Ape high into the air. I don't have any high-damage skills, so I'm just trying to make it suffocate by trapping it in a seamless sphere of water. But this method takes too long, and my magic is about to run out. The next difficulty level is impossible. As her energy depleted, the system announced Seiyu has finished the Stage 2 challenge. Time elapsed 19 minutes and 1 second. Points earned 1,600. Izuki was surprised. Jimuju and Seiyu are giving up on nightmare difficulty. I thought they could keep going. Sojiro reminded him, don't think everyone is as strong as you. Most candidates can't even pass. Normal difficulty. Those two defeated the Thunder Ape so quickly. They'll definitely be in the top 10. He wondered they should have failed. But why haven't they come out yet? The man replied. Unless you're seriously injured or there are special circumstances, you can't leave the examination area. However, you are an exception. Then Akira looked at the screen with interest. It seems another candidate has reached nightmare difficulty. He predicted, with his rare ritual implement, Gakuze could probably take down at least one purgatory giant. The Shikigami user Shion Akagami has also made it this far. Her skills are impressive. As the giant in front of Shion was about to attack her, it suddenly froze for a moment. Shion's cat had pulled the other giant and redirected it towards the one attacking her. They're killing each other. Izuki asked doubtfully, Shikigami can change their shape. Can Agaha's Hekyu do that? Agaha denied it. This is the first time I've seen one capable of transforming. There are many types of Shikigami. Their abilities are truly full of mysteries. Be especially careful if you encounter any Shikigami users from now on. He thought of the Death Hound. Up close, Shikigami look pretty strong. I've been ignoring the Death Hound I took from Charlie for a while now, but from now on, I'll pour all the experience points I get into it. He thought to himself, Seiyu and Jimuju have already given up. We don't need to be here anymore, let's go. But Izuki had to change his mind when he saw that Ibezia's battle wasn't over yet. Looking at his mysterious armor, Izuki was surprised. Ibezia, what is that armor? Is it from your father? He thought to himself, this is the strongest epic-grade artifact that old man made for me. System display dragon armor, epic tier. Attack and speed increased by 100. Epic effect after 1 minute. Equipped attack and speed plus 20. Maximum limit stacks for 15 minutes. Ibezia knew this artifact had a will of its own and chose its master. He had to go through a lot of trouble to get it. Plus 20 attack and speed for every minute equipped. But if I equip it for more than 15 minutes, I'll suffer some insane penalties. I have to finish this within 15 minutes. Notification stats increased. Current attack plus 120 speed plus 120. He figured that notification about conquering the nightmare level must have been Izuki-san. I have to try harder so I don't hold him back. Your victory gives me strength. He shot towards the giant. Ibezia stomped on its face. He was determined not to let Izuki lose face. After all, we're a duo, aren't we? Watching from the outside, he smiled and exclaimed, He's going all out, huh? A mechanical voice announced, Round 2 has ended. So Zil Fujiwara announced, only the top 10 in points will advance to the national tournament finals. In addition, the top 2 will receive special rewards at the finals. Gakuze collapsed on the ground to rest. He was extremely confident. Besides Kana, no one has more points than me. That special reward is definitely mine. Soji Fujiwara reminded everyone, the top 10 will now be announced. The information board displayed number 1 Isuzu with 3 minutes and 55 seconds total score over 100,000. Second Kana with 23 minutes and 43 seconds nearly 17,000 points. Third Gakuze with 24 minutes and 15 seconds, a total of nearly 7,000 points. Fourth Ibja with 27 minutes and 59 seconds with the same total score as Gakuze. After them were Sion Akagami Jimozu and company. The others were astonished. Over 100,000 points. Even that lantern guy only had about 60,000 points. With a score like that, he'll easily take first place in the nation, right? Each purgatory giant must be worth 5,000 points. How many did he kill to get 100,000 points? Gakuze was in shock reading the rankings. What, I'm third? Who is this Izuki guy? I've never heard of him. Kana exclaimed, Izuki, I really want to have a sword fight with him. Sayu was sad. The gap between me and Izuki is so big. I guess I'm just not cut out for a melee class. Soji Fujiwara joyfully shouted, The regional qualifiers have ended. The national rankings are in. Izuki is leading in first place, ahead of second place by a whole 65,000 points. Agaha glanced at the masked mentor, thinking with regret, I can't see his expression. But I can feel that Dad must be very happy. Humanity's new sun is shining brighter and brighter. When Ibezia heard this news, he was overjoyed. Over 100,000 points, I knew Izuki would be at the top. And I put on a performance worthy of being his partner. Next to him was the corpse of a giant. Izuki walked over and praised him. Yeah, you did great. You really surprised me. Ibezia's vision started to blur, but he still smiled and replied, Of course. At the arena, Soju Fujiwara officially declared, the preliminary round of the 21st Savior Alliance National Tournament has concluded. Izuki carried the unconscious Ibezia away from the qualifiers. Meanwhile, in a luxurious room on the southern continent, an old man sat motionless with his eyes closed. Kouji asked, not too pleased, We were dragged all the way out here at the crack of dawn just to watch some old man meditate. The person next to him reminded him, Watch your mouth. That's the Supreme Commander of the Southern Continent. He has the ability to predict the future. He's a prophet. The person they were waiting for was the Supreme Commander of the Southern Continent, Manga. Kouji was still confused. Why is a barrier always put up before an announcement is made? If he can really predict the future, then have him tell us where the point will fall before it happens. He explained, It's true that Elder Vanga can only predict a small part of the future, but he is still a monumental figure for humanity, the only one who can stand on equal footing with the Supreme Commander of the Northern Continent, Nento. Suddenly Vanga's eyes shot open, sweat pouring down his aged face like rain. He screamed, It's him, because his prophecies are 100% accurate. Vanga collapsed, muttering, The Northern Continent. Two disciples rushed to support him. Elder Vanga, are you all right? Vanga whispered weakly, The Northern Continent is in danger. He exclaimed in terror, A massive attack by spirit beasts is about to descend upon the Northern Continent, including several that are over level 100. Dent. Night fell and all was peaceful outside. He checked his stats. Finally, my stats have surpassed 1,500. His information updated Isuzu human level unfixed. Class Self-Annihilator. Talent Nirvana Special Grade. Skills Super Simulation Rank Z. Thunderbreak, Thunderquake. 3 Level 2, Black Ice Wall Level 2, Lotus Burst Level 2, True Piercing Orb Level 2. Mana Induction Level 1 Instant God Devourer Level 1. Stats Magic Attack 330. Speed 380 increased by Thunderquake 335%. Defense 462 increased by Black Ice Wall 40%. Mana 330. Total 1,502. Izuki remembered hearing that he gets 50 stat points every time he levels up. System reminder, leveled up, received 50 stat points. Please decide where to allocate them. He began to calculate. 1,500. That's probably around level 30 for a normal awakened. Speed and defense can be infinitely increased through the passive effects of my skills. When the notification updated speed, plus 10%. Defense, plus 10%. Izuki thought about his mana. My mana also recovers infinitely thanks to the passive of mana induction. But attack is the only thing I have no way of increasing. There's no way at all. From behind him, a voice called out, It's ready! He turned to see Jimozu in an apron calling to him, Izuki, I made a lot of your favorite dishes. Next to her was Sayo. He felt a quiet happiness. For now, this is enough. Super Simulation will probably be able to get me a skill that raises my attack stat. They gathered around a lavish meal. Nento sat at the head of the table. Izuki sighed. It's been so long since I've had Jimoji's home cooking. Izuki glanced around. Where's Ibezia still sleeping? Agaha reported, I treated him a while ago and all his wounds have disappeared, but it seems he pushed himself to his absolute limit so he's still sleeping now. Seijimuzu continued. Even so, I'm still amazed. A nightmare level that even I and you couldn't clear, yet a level 0 like him was able to conquer it. Seiyu huffed. Did you misunderstand? Was my cooking so good it moved you? To make a sound, she warned him. Behind him, a person with a gloomy aura appeared. Jimuzu looked back. Is there something behind me? He saw that person starving madly. Give me food! Give me food! Startled Jimuzu fell back in his chair. Seeing Abezia eating like a starved wolf, he put his hands on his hips and scolded him. You scared the life out of me. Sneaking around like that is going to give me a heart attack. And why are you eating in someone else's seat? After finishing a large bowl of rice, his face was still lowered. Jimuzu got scared for a second time. What is it? Are you mad at me for something? He looked like a child as he licked his lips happily and said, So delicious. Jimuzu sighed in relief. Ah, you're back to normal. You have my amazing cooking skills to thank for that. Ibezia smiled brightly and asked, You cooked this. Why don't you quit being an awakened and just become a chef? You're way more talented at cooking. Hearing this, Jimuzu got annoyed. Is that supposed to be a compliment? Nento suddenly spoke up. You two also wish to become saviors, correct? Then I wish to ask something. He posed a question to the two of them. What is the most frightening thing? Jimuzu rubbed his chin thoughtfully. The most frightening thing, it's probably the opposite of what I'm hoping for. My dream is to become a savior, save up a ton of money, travel the world while I'm young and eat all kinds of delicious food. The complete opposite of that would be getting old. Once you're old, you won't have the energy to travel anymore, and your sense of taste could get so bad you can't even tell different flavors apart. He shook his head vigorously, grimacing as he spoke. Just thinking about it gives me the shivers. Nento turned his attention to Seiyu. And what about you? She began her story. Me, I was born into a family of doctors and grew up in a hospital. In my memories, ever since I was a child, I saw so many people suffering from illnesses. Big and small, some patients even died right in front of me. She continued, It became a trauma for me. So now even a simple cold or a fever makes me feel incredibly scared. Izuki understood the reason. So that's why you ran away the other day? Just because I sneezed a little? He recalled her actions from that day and her terrified expression. Nento spoke up. The awakened have lifespans about twice as long as ordinary people, and they almost never get sick. You can now say goodbye to those fears. Ibezia panicked when he saw the old man glance his way. Me? He hesitated. What I used to fear most was not being able to pass the preliminaries. Now, I'm afraid I won't be able to stand by Izuki's side anymore. Ibezia asked curiously, Izuki, what are you most afraid of? Izuki replied, Why the sudden question? Seiyu looked at him, thinking to herself, I wonder if there's anything he's afraid of. The others urged him on. Come on, tell us. It's not like you're not afraid of anything, is it? Yamuzu was curious. I can't imagine what Izuki could possibly be afraid of. Izuki opened his heart. After my parents passed away, I was truly worried about how I was going to go on living. Helplessness, anger, sadness, hunger. My body was consumed by those negative emotions until Seiyu and Jimuzu appeared before me. At that time, they had approached the young Izuki with concern. Why are you sitting here crying all by yourself? The sky is so beautiful. It's a waste to keep your head down. Seiyu sat down and asked, Do you have a cold? Should we go to the hospital? And Jimuzu, holding a lunchbox, said, Have something to eat. All your worries will disappear. Izuki said, moved. The warmth I received from the two of them pulled me out of that world of negativity. After that, I met Master Agaha and Ibezia too. It was like gaining more comrades. Everyone there looked at Izuki with gentle eyes. He compared it, or like the family I once had. This feeling of security. It's been so long since I felt it again. Sometimes I think I wish this moment could last forever. More than anything, I've always been afraid of having to live in solitude all alone. Ajiha averted her eyes, thinking to herself, Izuki's aura right now. It's so calm and peaceful. It's completely different from that hair-raising feeling he gave off before. Moved, Ibezia threw his arms around him. Izuki, I will absolutely never leave you. Izuki denied it. No, that's not what I meant. Nento explained, the reason I asked was to confirm something. When you two become saviors and must face real danger, will you regret having chosen this path? For a savior, regret is the one thing you must absolutely never allow yourself to feel. Remember this well. A death without regret is the goal of every savior. Yes, sir, they said in unison. Yes, I will engrave that in my heart. He stood up, left them with one last sentence, and departed. Now then, finish your meal quickly and get some rest. CEO and Jamoji having to return to North Sector B tomorrow. The next morning, they saw their two friends off. Ibezia waved goodbye. Next time you have to treat me to your home cooking again. Yamu readily agreed. Sure, leave it to me, as long as you don't cause any trouble for Izuki. CEO waved goodbye. Well then, see you at the national tournament. Seeing him sobbing next to him, Izuki wondered, since when did you and Jimu get so close? Nento turned back and urged, we should be heading back too. He suddenly thought, that reminds me, there's something I wanted to ask CEO. I guess I can ask during the national tournament. Seeing someone running towards them from a distance, Izuki was surprised. Agaha, why does she look like she's in such a hurry? Nento asked, what is it? She was panting heavily as she urgently delivered the news. There's a top-secret report from the southern continent. He had a bad feeling. What report? I can't say it here. This top-secret information has a very high security clearance. It can only be revealed to saviors above level 50 and the continental commanders. Nento permitted. It's fine, you can speak. It's all right to let these two know. Continue. Agaha got straight to the point. A new prophecy has just been issued by the southern continent's commander, Elder Banga. It seems a large-scale attack by the calamity spirit beasts will take place in the northern continent within the next 3 days. Izuki was shocked. Elder Banga, is that prophecy reliable? According to Ibezia, Elder Banga is the most renowned prophet in all 5 continents. His prophecies are almost certain to come true. Agaha suggested, Father, you should leave the northern continent immediately. He speculated, no, there must be a reason why the calamity spirit beasts are launching such a large-scale attack. It's highly likely that their target this time is me, the commander-in-chief of the northern continent. So if I stay here, I'll surely be the perfect bait. Agaha disagreed. You were never a combat specialist to begin with. If you know you're the target, there's no reason to stay and take such a risk. For now, let's just evacuate to the central continent. Izuki agreed. I agree with Agaha. If you're short on people, I'll stay and fight. He refused to listen. My mind is made up. There's no need to say any more. Izuki, I need you to do something else. He changed the subject. What about protecting Master? Nothing is more important than that. Nento mentioned Ibezia's father. Aiden is the best artificer in all 5 continents. It would be terrible if something happened to him. I want you and Ibezia to be responsible for protecting Aiden. I will also send some of the awakened from here to support you. Ibezia was surprised. Deploying special combat forces. Just for my old man. And you too. Is Master trying to get me off the battlefield? Seeing his children were unhappy. Nento reminded Agaha, I also have 3 requests for you. He issued a series of orders. First, inform the residents of the northern continent about this upcoming attack and have the awakened below level 50 evacuate the civilians to safety. Next, inform all awakened in the northern continent who are above level 50 and have them prepared to deal with the calamity spirit beasts at any moment. Finally, tell Hit and Akira to come here in this sparsely populated North Sector 1. We won't have to worry about civilian casualties while fighting. Here, we will face them head-on. The next day, Agaha came to report on her progress. Father, I've arranged everything as you instructed. Hiten and Akira should be arriving soon. Nento felt guilty. I'm sorry for all this trouble. Agaha was sad and didn't want to talk. He noticed her mood. Are you worried? Even though Aiden already has experienced guards by his side. In that case, I'll just wipe out all the small fry and lure out the boss. Agaha admitted, you really have seen through everything, Father. He revealed, there was a prophecy that a level 100 calamity beast or higher will appear this time. It's unavoidable that we'll have to reveal all our trump cards. The reason I'm specifically sending Izuki there is because with his abilities, if he were to join the fight against a calamity, spirit beast like that, fighting in his own style, his abilities would be exposed to them and they would move to eliminate Izuki at all costs. I understand Ageha. So, to prevent that from happening, Nento added, correct, but there's another reason. Looking at his battles so far, it seems Izuki is lacking in offensive power. There are rumors that Aiden possesses an artifact that increases offensive power. If he can absorb that artifact from offense and defense to magical power, Nento predicted a perfect awakened who possesses everything will be born. The first day of the prophecy. Nightfall. In every district of the northern continent, the curtain has risen on the attack, with stone pillars raining down. North Sector B. Izuki picked up his pace, asking Ibiza who was close behind. It's already 8 at night. How much farther to your house? He estimated probably about another 100 kilometers. He urged that it wouldn't be strange. If a spirit beast suddenly attacks, we have to get to Ibiza's father's place immediately. He pointed in one direction, terrified. Izuki, look. His footsteps stopped. In the sky, a dark cloud appeared covering everything. Firepower rained down from it. Ibiza shouted, stone pillars. The attack has begun. And the stone pillars fell right into the urban area. They could only watch helplessly as the pillars crashed down towards the tall buildings. Mitsuki thought tensely the information was just announced. So the citizens must still be in the middle of evacuating. If the spirit beasts arrive at a time like this. In the city, people were panicking. Heavy casualties are unavoidable. A spirit beast is coming. Everyone run. Stone pillars. Just as Elder Banga predicted. Damn it, it's too soon, Ibiza said impatiently. The barrier is starting to form. If we abandon the people here, there will be a lot of casualties. But if we go to help, it'll interfere with our mission. As he considered this, he saw that Ibiza was exhausted from the long journey, yet he hadn't asked for a break. Not even once. He must be really worried about his father. If I suggest saving the people, he'll definitely refuse. And yet Ibiza requested Yuki go and help them. The spirit beasts inside the barrier are at least level 20. If there are no high-level awakened ones, a lot of people are going to die. He agreed. Got it. Change of plans. We'll eliminate the spirit beasts inside the city first. In the city, a giant foot of a spirit beast stomped on the ground. A loud boom echoed. It's a level 21 fire puppet. Its whole body was ablaze. Drama on the opposite side encouraged everyone. 3 level 15s and 1 level 16. This is going to be tough. But against a level 20 spirit beast, we still have a chance. I have the C-rank skill Stone Shield. At that moment, Zama had to stay calm to lead. Don't break formation. I'll block its attack. As its firepower attacked, he yelled, everyone find an opening and counterattack. One of its punches sent Llama flying backward. The powerful impact cracked the wall behind him. Llama gasped, impossible. The team members fell into despair, even him. The one with the highest defense stat among us was killed instantly. Then we definitely don't stand a chance. Someone panicked. Hey, what should we do? Someone had already fled. What do you mean, what should we do? We have to run. Fighting something like that is suicide. A teammate yelled, hey, watch out! Namki sneered, watch out! You guys should worry about yourselves. He then felt an imminent danger from behind. As Namki launched his spear towards it, he begged, please, I'll do anything. Don't kill me. It was the C-rank skill, water cannon. Namki looked at the hole in front of him and thought to himself, this thing, when did it get behind me? That's why I ended up saying those pathetic words. But this is the end. After all, I'm a water elementalist, the natural enemy of fire attribute calamity beasts. The others cautiously approached to check. Did he really succeed to be sure? I'll finish it. Namki stopped them. You guys stay out of it. I defeated the spirit beast alone. I have to be the one to finish it. The spirit beast revived. Raging firepower radiated from its body. He looked back at his teammates in terror, urging it revived. Will it kill it? Seeing the sea of flames rushing towards them, they felt their end had come. What is this giant flame we're done for? Just in the nick of time, Izuki appeared using black ice wall to create a shield that blocked the firepower. Ibiza standing behind him announced, leave this place to Team E. Izuki instructed Ibiza, don't worry, I'll handle this one. You evacuate the citizens. He smiled brightly and replied, 1 week's command. The system displayed black ice wall defense plus 10% for blocking a B-rank fire element skill. The people present were buzzing with chatter, blocking a giant flame that easily. Are you two saviors? Izuki replied, we're not saviors yet, but one day I will become a savior even stronger than KS Unazi. Namki still had a contemptuous attitude. A savior stronger than KS Unazi. That's some arrogant talk for a little brat. Ibezia criticized. What the hell were you guys doing, letting a kid save you? He stubbornly retorted, nobody asked for your help. I was going to take it down myself anyway. The person next to him was shocked. Not a savior. Can an ordinary, awakened one face that spirit beast? Is that ice armor covering his body? An artifact, Mitsuki thought to himself. Come to think of it, Master said something before we left. Nento reminded him, the black orb you unleash. Its power is terrifying, but it takes time to cast. And compared to truly powerful calamity beasts, its flight speed can't be called fast. If you miss on the first shot, they'll become wary and it'll be even harder to hit them. So try to avoid using that move in future battles. Keep it as a trump card for when it really matters. Listen carefully. You only use that black orb when you're confident you can take down the opponent. He assessed the situation here. I can't use the true piercing orb in front of a crowd. The group behind was still talking. The rescuer is an awakened one. He's wearing such cool armor. He must be a high-level awakened. Izuki rushed forward, preparing for close combat. If that's the case, I'll have to defeat it with brute force. Lightning crackled around Izuki's fist. System update Lightning Tremor 3 activated. He teleported towards its head. The entire spirit beast was sent flying backward. It crashed to the ground with a thud, trying to get back up. Mitsuki wouldn't give it the chance. His entire body became gigantic, covered by the black ice wall, and he jumped from above onto the spirit beast's head. The kick made the ground tremble, sending aftershocks far and wide. Everyone who witnessed it began to question their reality. The spirit beast was being completely pushed back. Wasn't it supposed to be incredibly strong? Someone guessed, I saw that awaken's face. He looks like he's 18 at most. The spirit beast must have already been seriously injured. Someone broke out in a cold sweat. You've got to be kidding me. A level 21 fire puppet couldn't even fight back. Just who is this guy? Seeing that Izuki was no longer in front of him, he wondered, where did that guy go? Someone from behind recounted right after he defeated the spirit beast, he went off somewhere with that blonde-haired guy. Namki stepped forward to take the credit. There's no way a level 0 like him could have done all that. It's because I had already worn down the fire puppet's health to its absolute limit. The other friend was amazed. Even I, a level 15, couldn't follow that speed with my naked eye. And he had the strength to send a fire puppet flying with his bare hands. That level 0 guy, he's probably comparable to a level 30. Izuki still wasn't very satisfied with his performance just now, even against a spirit beast of that level. It was impossible to finish it off instantly. This isn't good at all. I have to find a way to increase my attack power no matter what. System update. Stats attack 330. Speed 760 thanks to activating Thunderquake 3. Defense 495 plus 5 10% thanks to activating Black Ice Wall. Mana recovery 10% mana restored upon detecting an enemy unit. Day 10:30 p.m. Ibezia hurried to catch up to Izuki, exclaiming excitedly, That was amazing, Izuki-san! Your speed just now... My eyes couldn't even keep up. Izuki replied curtly, Speed is meaningless without power. Arriving at a safe place, they stopped. Ibezia, panting heavily, said hesitantly, I've never even thought about that. If you want to increase your power, there's a really effective way to do it. Hearing this, Izuki asked him, An effective way? Ibezia confidently guaranteed, My old man's warehouse is full of artifacts. I'm sure there's something in there. That can boost your attack power. Izuki-san, you're really strong, and you're also Mentor Izumi's disciple, so I'm sure he'd be willing to give you one. As he spoke, he couldn't help but daydream, smiling creepily and muttering, Just imagining Izuki-san equipped with an artifact. Izuki got goosebumps and asked, What's with that creepy laugh? What the hell are you imagining? Ibezia said promisingly, Let's get going. Once we get home, I'll ask my old man to prepare a suitable artifact for you. Izuki was a bit distracted, lost in thought. I thought I was holding back my speed on the way here. But even so, for someone with Ibezia's speed, just keeping up must have taken everything he had. With that thought, he suddenly walked over and lifted Ibezia into his arms. Ibezia jumped in shock, yelling, Izuki-san, what are you doing? Izuki simply said, If you're tired, then don't force yourself. At this rate, Even if you run into a spirit beast, you won't have any energy left to fight. Without another word, he leaped up, carrying Ibezia. Ibezia, stunned, complained, "I'm not ready yet." "You're too fast." Izuki didn't slow down, simply saying, "We've already wasted too much time." "Just deal with it." The Prophecy, Day 10, 1:05 a.m. Amidst the bright moon and cool breeze deep in the forest stood a wooden house. Before long, Izuki and Ibezia had arrived. Ibezia stretched his stiff limbs, complaining non-stop, "We're finally here. I thought my arms were going to fall off." Izuki observed the house for a moment before asking Ibezia, "Why do you live so deep in the forest? It would be safer in the city." He replied confidently, "He says it's too noisy in the city. He can't concentrate on his crafting. And don't let the appearance of this run-down wooden house fool you. Its defense system is no joke. There are dozens of traps my old man has set around the house." Hearing that, Izuki silently realized, "I see. No wonder I was sensing faint mana fluctuations." With that thought, he quietly activated his mana sense. At that moment, Ibezia led the way, not forgetting to confidently instruct him, "But it's okay. If you follow me, you won't trigger any traps. Just stick close to me." Izuki didn't say it out loud, only thinking to himself, "I don't need your help. I can avoid them with my mana sense." As Ibezia casually walked ahead, Izuki hesitated, wanting to warn him, "Hey, over there." But Ibezia didn't hear him, too busy gloating to himself. "Finally, I get to take the lead." Hidden beneath the leaves on the ground was a small pressure switch. Ibezia, completely off guard, accidentally stepped on it. Realizing he'd hit a trap, he yelled in a panic, "Oh crap! I got too excited and forgot there was a trap here." Izuki, completely exasperated, asked in disbelief, "Is this really your house?" Just then, the ground began to shake violently. Ibezia cursed loudly, "This is bad. This is the most annoying trap of them all." At that moment, Izuki also realized, now I remember." The magical fluctuations grew stronger as a humanoid weapon, an epic iron golem, rose from the ground. Attack 500, speed 300, defense 500, magic 200. Seeing it, Izuki was utterly astonished and unconsciously cried out. He has a humanoid weapon too. The iron golem threw a powerful punch towards Ibezia. Before Ibezia could even recover and counterattack, Izuki quickly moved in, pushed him aside, and faced the iron golem head-on. He threw a powerful punch of his own to block its fist, but he couldn't hold out for long and was knocked far away. Izuki had to skid across the ground to regain his footing. He couldn't help but lament internally. Even a mere construct has higher attack power than me. Since it's a weapon meant to protect Ibezia's father, I can't just destroy it with my sphere-piercing kick. This is a real pain. A stressed Izuki immediately turned to Ibezia. "Ibezia, is there any way to stop it?" He quickly cooperated, replying, "Aim for the mana stone on its chest. That's its power source. If you destroy that, it won't be able to move anymore." Hearing what Ibezia said, Izuki immediately looked towards the iron golem and instantly spotted the mana stone he had mentioned. Without another moment's hesitation, Izuki activated his lightning shockwave. His entire body was instantly covered in flickering sparks of electricity as he spoke with confidence. "If you know its weak point, then this will be easy. Even if I'm outmatched in strength, I'm faster." As he finished speaking, he unleashed a powerful current of electricity at the iron golem just as it was relentlessly slamming its iron fists down at him. He easily dodged its attacks, taking advantage of the iron golem's relentless offense and lack of defense. Izuki swiftly ran behind it, disrupting its reflexes. Then, seizing the opportunity, he snatched the energy stone from its chest. Just as predicted, the iron golem lost its power source and became motionless. Relieved, Izuki held up the stone in his hand and asked, "Ibezia, this should do it right." But just then a dark figure appeared behind him. Its blazing red eyes stared intently at him as it prepared to bring down its sword. Ibezia immediately shouted to stop him. "Wait, Yusuke-san!" Sensing something was wrong, Izuki turned his head just as the sword was swinging down. Hearing Ibezia's voice, the man quickly stopped his hand before it was too late. Izuki stared at the blade, about to touch his face, bewilderedly wondering to himself, "When did he get here?" Bokuto now spoke properly, explaining, "Ibezia, I thought some bandits were sneaking in." Izuki continued to stare at him. His mind raced. What's going on? I didn't sense any fluctuation of magical power when he targeted me. Bokuto looked back at him and asked, And who is this? Seeing the man make his sword disappear in the blink of an eye, Izuki was once again astonished, thinking to himself, the sword vanished. Just then, Ibeziya walked over and stood in front of Izuki. He smiled and introduced him to Bakuto. This is my friend Tenma Izuki. He's a level 0, but he's super strong. We're a team called, well, we don't have a name yet. Before Ibeziya could finish, Izuki gently placed a hand on his shoulder and got to the point. More importantly, where's your dad? Hearing that, Ibeziya immediately asked Bakuto, yeah, where is my old man? Bakuto answered truthfully, unaware that someone was approaching. The master is right behind you. But be careful, it seems he's not in a very good mood. Aiden approached without a sound, his face dark and grim. Seeing him, Ibeziya immediately started to brag, Dad, listen to this, I passed the preliminary round. Then he brought up the deal they had made before. I even cleared the nightmare level and placed 4th in the region. So just as you promised, you have to let me freely choose an artifact. And yet, Aiden said nothing, simply slapping Ibeziya with a painful sting. Stunned with tears welling in his eyes, he held his face and asked resentfully, Hey, why did you hit me? Aiden's face was red with fury. Veins bulged on his forehead as he loudly commanded, Hand over the dragon armor, now! You stole it, didn't you? Ibeziya stubbornly shouted back, So what if I did? I only borrowed an epic artifact for a little while. Did you really have to hit me like that? Aiden's anger didn't subside. He pointed a finger at him and warned, If you wear the dragon armor for too long, something irreversible will happen. If you dare use it again without my permission, I will not be so lenient next time. Sulking Ibeziya threw his bag on the ground and said curtly, Fine, I get it. I'll never use your artifacts again. Then he stormed off. While Izuki was still staring blankly after Ibeziya, Aiden spoke up, calling to him, Yes, I'm Tenma Izuki. It's a pleasure to meet you. Startled, Izuki turned back and got straight to the point. He told him, A prophecy has foretold a large-scale attack by the calamity beasts on the northern continent. Therefore, my master has ordered me to escort you, Aiden-san. As he was about to say more, he was cut off curtly by Aiden, who said, I've heard about that. There was a hint of contempt in Aiden's voice as he spoke directly to Izuki. For someone as strict and selective with his disciples as your master, why would he accept a teenager who looks in so completely ordinary as his apprentice? But immediately after, he suddenly froze, his eyes widening in shock as he exclaimed, Wait a minute, is your level fixed? Looking at his ability parameters, Aiden couldn't quite believe his eyes. Tenma Izuki. Race human, level 0 fixed, class annihilator, skills hidden, stats hidden. Aiden stared at Izuki in amazement and asked loudly, Are you using an artifact to hide your stats? No, not quite. He thought for a moment. I see. No wonder Nento Izumi wanted to get that artifact. Aiden stepped closer to Izuki. Your master is a man who is very good at calculating gains and losses. He always demands something in return. My master only told me to escort you. I haven't heard anything about a reward. He was surprised when the man continued. He contacted me. He said that in exchange for you escorting me, I must give you a certain artifact. Master said that it's all right. Even without an artifact, I will still ensure your safety. But Aiden immediately stopped him and asked curiously, I have plenty of them. Giving you one is no problem. I'm just curious why he would insist on choosing a piece of junk. Izuki asked in surprise. A piece of junk? Aiden recalled the time the artifact was created. He had been so excited. Initially, it was a masterpiece created to unleash an awakened person's attack power to its absolute limit. The unique crystal of critical hit. Attack power is doubled when landing a critical hit. Critical hit rate 99%. Unique effect. The user's attacks always result in a critical hit. Aiden was startled when a crack suddenly appeared on the artifact. But suddenly, a crack appeared. He took out that artifact and explained further. The artifact's rank has become unknown, and a mysterious effect has been added. Flawed critical hit crystal. Rank unknown. Effect attack. Power is multiplied by 10 when landing a critical hit. Critical hit rate 0% plus 1% for every enemy. With higher attack's power, then the user is defeated. Flaw effect. The critical hit rate resets to 0 every time the user levels up. So because of the critical hit rate that one has painstakingly built up, will reset to 0 every time they level up. It's completely useless to a normal awakened. That's precisely why I refused when he asked me to scrap this. But looking at your stats, I've documented the reason. Izuki held the artifact in his hand, staring intently at the item in his hand, while Aizen continued to speak. You're quite special, aren't you? I don't know how you get stronger. But since you don't level up, this artifact is perfect for you. The power within the artifact exploded around Izuki, but the force it emitted was so great that he couldn't bear it and cried out. Veins popped all over his face. Since you continuously defeat spirit beasts, your critical hit rate will gradually reach 100%. And in the future, your attacks will be multiplied by 10. World-destroying Iron Fist equipped with the critical hit crystal. Critical hit rate 0%. As the power subsided, Izuki gradually returned to normal, then pondered his strategy. The critical hit rate only increases when I defeat an opponent with higher attack stats than me. That's going to be a bit difficult. I'll think of a strategy to deal with that after we get through this sweep. Flawed critical hit crystal. Rank unknown. Effect attack. Power is multiplied by 10 when landing a critical hit. Critical hit rate 0% plus 1% for every enemy with higher attack power. Then the user is defeated. Flaw effect. The critical hit rate resets to 0 every time the user levels up. Aizen looked at him seriously. It seems to be equipped properly. It's truly compatible with you. Honestly, I've been having a lot of trouble with my low attack power. This helps a lot. Thanks, Aizen. After speaking, he turned his back and walked away, waving his hand. I create the artifacts and you all use them to fight the calamitous spirit beasts. We're both doing this for the survival of humanity. There's no need to thank me. Unless someone already knew my location, there's no way. The spirit beasts would attack a remote place like this. For now, you should get some rest. But before he could take more than a few steps, a violent sound erupted behind Aizen, making him jump. A giant meteor shot straight down into the forest, where they were taking shelter, creating a terrifying pressure that forced everyone to cover their faces and step back. Ibedzia immediately ran out shouting in panic. What was that? What's happening? His face went pale, not believing his eyes. A barrier. A barrier appeared before them. Why is there a barrier here? Aizen pondered thoughtfully. Only the commanders of the 5 or 6 districts should know my location. Is a pillar falling here a coincidence, or... Bakuto immediately went on high alert, spreading his arms to shield everyone. Get back! The spirit beasts are coming. They're heading this way. Izuki stared at the barrier, his gaze sharp as ice. I can feel it. Something is approaching at an incredible speed. From a distance, the thundering footsteps of spirit beasts echoed. 6 of them. They charged forward at a terrifying speed, crashing and clawing as soon as they arrived. The spirit beasts immediately rushed forward to attack. Single-horned demon, 3088. Horned demon level 14, they're here. But in a split second, he parried the spirit beast's blow with a cold gaze, and Izuki immediately thrust his blade through the spirit beast's body. Blood splattered. Activate Black Ice Wall. The spirit beast was instantly defeated, but the other beasts continued to charge and attack. He nimbly dodged their attacks. Against enemies of this level, no matter how many there are, I can wipe them all out in an instant with Lotus Explosion. On the other side, Bakuto was still focused on fighting relentlessly against the horde of spirit beasts. Jutsuke can withstand the shockwave from a Lotus Explosion. But Izuki glanced at the wooden house behind him, unable to help but worry. Aizen and Ibedzia are hiding in the house right behind me. If I use Lotus Explosion carelessly, those two could be caught in the blast. Then he shot forward like a flash of lightning, rushing straight through the group of spirit beasts in front of him. In a single moment, they were all defeated. I guess I'm really only suited for playing solo. Suddenly, Izuki looks toward the forest and immediately became wary. That magical fluctuation again. And this one is stronger than the previous ones. Higher-level spirit beasts were gradually approaching. Twin-horned guardian beast 815. Horned demon level 24. A scene from hell opened up. Lava-churned monsters writhed in the fiery abyss. The demon king sat on high, his darkness and oppressive aura enveloping the entire space. We have teleported the first vanguard consisting of low-level slaves to the human world. Who among the 8 demon kings should we assign to lead the main force? A cold voice echoed through the space. Thanks to the eye I left behind when I last descended to the human world, I have sensed the existence of someone important. Capture him. Another demon king with a deformed face and 9 eyes. This one has 9 eyes, very terrifying. One of the 8 great demon kings, Enma Jakuzama. Should we entrust this task to one of the 8 demon kings then? The demon king, sitting on high, gave a cold command. Enma Jakuzama immediately knelt to receive his orders. Someone of a demon king's level might destroy the very eye I left behind. I will entrust this task to a demon general, as you command. Then he continued, his terrifying gaze sweeping everywhere. And I will grant full command of the main force to Inskuma. The corpse-eating beast. A giant corpse-eating beast appeared, one that usually eats rocks. It's been a long time since he's eaten living human flesh. I'm sure he's starving by now. A scream rang out, startling Izuki. That's Ibizia's voice. Have the spirit beasts already broken into the house? A monster charged straight at Izuki. He quickly put up his guard as the system appeared. Beast Protector 815, Horned Demon Tribe level 24. He narrowed his eyes and thought to himself, if it's come to this, I have no choice but to use that move. The demon swung its arm to attack Izuki, who quickly ducked to dodge. Raising his hand, he created an energy sphere while thinking, its attack power is probably higher than mine. So if I can defeat it, I can increase my crit rate. The system appeared again. Glitch crit crystal rank unknown. Effect attack. Power is multiplied by 10 times on a critical hit. Critical rate 0%. Plus 1% each time an enemy with higher attack power than the user is defeated. Glitch effect. Critical rate resets to 0 each time the user levels up. A pillar of dark purple light shot straight into the sky. Activating Azure Pearl True Piercer. A system notification announced critical rate plus 1%. Izuki clenched his fist, thinking, it really went up just as I thought. A monster slowly appeared behind him. The notification panel appeared. Glitch crit crystal, critical rate 1%. Izuki yelled, Jutsuke, I'll take care of the spirit beast that broke into the house. I'm leaving the rest to you. Slashing fiercely at the monster, he replied, leave it to me. Izuki dashed toward the wooden house and threw open the door. Inside, Ibizia, covered in wounds, was leaning against the wall and panting. It's useless. Without the dragon armor, I can't win. A claw struck out towards him. Ibizia mumbled, if it's come to this. The monster thrust its claw at him. Ibizia cried out, Izuki, save me! However, the one who appeared was Aiden. He smashed his hammer straight into the monster's head. Ibizia stared blankly at him, thinking, the old man is a non-combat class, but he's not afraid of spirit beasts. Aiden slung the hammer over his shoulder, looked at the monster, and spoke. You're pretty tough. The monster angrily spun around to face Aiden. He stood calmly waiting for its attack. I'll leave the rest to you. He called out to Tenma. Just then, Izuki appeared before the monster's attack could hit Aiden. Izuki reached out and grabbed the monster's wrist. The system appeared, activating Black Ice Strike. A long blade materialized from Izuki's arm, and he quickly used it to pierce through the monster's body. Izuki stood up and said to Aiden, sorry I'm late. It took a little time to deal with the ones outside. He calmly asked, what's the situation out there? Izuki looked up, sensing something. I don't feel any mana fluctuations outside anymore. Then he replied, I think Jutsuke has wiped out all the spirit beasts. Aiden and Ibizia stepped outside. Seeing the monsters littered across the ground, he exclaimed in shock, Jutsuke did all this by himself. Jutsuke looked around and warned everyone, don't let your guard down, not until we destroy that barrier. The spirit beasts will keep spawning from it indefinitely, and as time goes on, they'll only get stronger. He turned and spoke to Izuki. I plan to go destroy that barrier, and I'll wipe out as many spirit beasts as I can along the way, but if you let even one slip by, you'll die. Izuki's face darkened. He shot back angrily. No, I'll be the one to kill the spirit beasts inside the barrier. Jutsuke, you stay here and protect Aiden and Ibizia. Aiden watched, inwardly surprised. There isn't a trace of fear in his eyes. Instead, he's filled with a thirst for battle. He spoke up. We'll leave destroying the barrier to Tenma. Jutsuke questioned this. If that's a level 6 barrier, the spirit beasts inside will be at least level 25. Are you sure you're strong enough to handle this? A faint white mana enveloped Izuki's body. He declared, I'm sure. Then he dashed off. In a flash of light, Izuki's figure vanished. Izuki thought, finally, I can fight to my heart's content. Ibizia, who had stayed behind, shouted, if Izuki's going, then I can go too. Jutsuki, watch after my old man, okay? Aiden coldly ordered, "You're not going anywhere." He immediately protested, "Why not? We're a team." Aiden explained, "Stop it with that team nonsense. It's ridiculous. You and Tenma live in two completely different worlds. We've come so far on this journey together. What do you mean, different worlds?" "Dad," Aiden replied loudly, "a team is meant to support each other and cover for each other's weaknesses." He declared sternly, "But what support do you offer?" "You're a burden." At this rate, Aiden continued, causing Ibezia to freeze in horror. "You'll get Tenma killed." He walked past Ibezia and said, "And of course, I'm not just talking about you. Tenma is special. No one in this generation can stand on his level." He said coldly, "Have you seen the look in his eyes when he faces a spirit beast? That is the look of someone consumed by hatred." Meanwhile, with Izuki, a system notification appeared. Mana sense activated. 5 enemy units detected, restoring 50% of user's mana. Izuki smirked to himself. 5 spirit beasts, huh? They must have just come out of the barrier. Thanks to them, my mana is fully restored. 5 monsters charged out, blocking Izuki's path. Unflinching, he charged forward, shouting, "Out of my way!" An explosion erupted in smoke and flames. The system then announced Lotus Explosion activated. Defeated 5 enemies with Lotus Explosion. Total skill scale plus 5%. Current crit rate plus 1.106%. Flawed crit crystal 1% crit rate. Total crit rate 2%. Izuki continued to envelop his body in mana. As he ran, he thought, "The twin-horned guardian beast's defense is too high. It took 80% of my mana just to take it down with Lotus Burst, but I won't let a single one of them get through." Meanwhile, with Ibezia and the others, Ibezia saw the explosion from a distance. Yosuke quickly stood in front of her, blocking the shockwave as he shouted in amazement, "Where did that explosion come from?" Ibezia replied loudly, "That's Izuki's skill. He must have run into a spirit beast in the forest." Yosuke frowned thoughtfully. "An explosion of that scale? That's not something an ordinary non-class can pull off. Could it be that the reason Tenma can't level up is because of a negative effect from his talent?" Izuki wondered, standing before a blue barrier. "So, this is a 6 barrier. It seems these spirit beasts are on a completely different level than what I've faced before." A system notification appeared, activating Mana Sense. Izuki muttered, "To think my Mana Sense would be blocked. I can't measure the number or strength of the spirit beasts inside." He recalled, "Come to think of it, Master said you can guess the spirit beasts inside a barrier based on its color. A dark barrier has spirit beasts from level 1 to 25. A 6 barrier has spirit beasts from level 26 to 50. A blue barrier has spirit beasts from level 51 to 75. A purple barrier has spirit beasts from level 76 to 100, and a crimson barrier has spirit beasts level 101 and up. Since this one is green, the spirit beasts are level 26 to 50. Izuki looked at the mark on his hand and muttered, "If I kill all of them, they'll drop a ton of experience points." He raised his hand and petals of light fell to the ground. The system displayed summoning Shikigami Deathhound. A black dog let out a long howl. An information panel appeared. Deathhound, rank B, level 16 0% skills. Death key rank C detects all traces of mana in the area. Locates and tracks the source. Death's desire rank. Drastically reduces revival time after the Shikigami dies. Stats attack. 250 speed. 250 defense. 150 mana. 150. Izuki petted it and said, "I'll give all that experience to you." He continued walking inside with it. "But until I give the order, don't you dare touch them." He coldly declared, "All the spirit beasts here are my prey." Elsewhere in a garden on the 10th day of the prophecy, at 1:30 in the evening, a girl announced, "Father, the awakened escort has arrived." A blue-haired man with a long scar on his face bowed. "Sir Izumi from this moment on. Keiji Zimmer, a first-class savior, will be your guard, sir." He was Keiji Zimmer, a level 63 wind elementalist and first-class savior. The man immediately replied, "Thank you for coming." The girl asked, "Besides him, 5 third-class saviors and 3 second-class saviors have also arrived. Has Akiza Heighten not arrived yet?" The man replied, "I've assigned him the task of guarding the surrounding area." The girl pushed up her glasses and reported, "When we spoke on the phone 6 hours ago, he said he was on his way here. However, when I tried calling back 1 and 3 hours later, I couldn't get through. She continued, giant stone tablets have been falling all over the northern province since 8 o'clock tonight. Perhaps he ran into some trouble on the way. The man with a lantern on his head, Mentor Izumi replied. An ordinary spirit beast wouldn't be able to threaten him. After all, he is one of the 6 pillars. Of the special class savior team, he said, keep trying to contact him. Only a special class savior can fight the spirit beasts appearing here. The girl immediately replied, I understand. Keiji suddenly spoke up. Aren't you overestimating the special class saviors? No matter how strong Oajinsei and Akiza Haiden are, they're still human, he declared arrogantly. I refuse to believe there's such a huge gap between them and first-class saviors like us. We might have a little trouble, but there's no way we can't take down a spirit beast that they can. Hearing this, Nento said, confidence is a good thing, but if you think you can stand on equal footing with a special class, he continued, it seems you've never fought a truly powerful spirit beast. Suddenly, a giant fireball appeared in the sky. Keiji immediately grabbed his sword and yelled, It's a stone pillar! A spirit beast is coming. Nento stood up and said calmly, It's finally here. The girl said loudly, It's useless. You can't compare to Haiten. Keiji arrogantly replied, If even a special class can't do it, and then he's not worth relying on. Don't worry, we'll wipe them all out. He frowned, thinking to himself, Now I'll prove that a first class is just as strong as a special class. Back with Izuki, the green 6 barrier glowed brighter and brighter. He and the Deathhound walked inside. Izuki observed his surroundings as he walked. The scenery inside the barrier. It wasn't much different from the outside. He looked into the distance thinking, but there's an aura here that's making me uneasy. A system notification appeared activating mana sense. Izuki mused, I can feel it. The mana fluctuations inside the barrier from here, but as I thought, I can't get a clear grasp of the situation outside. It seems the inside and outside of the barrier are separate spaces. The system appeared again. Mana sense has detected 5 enemy units. 50% of mana recovered. Izuki thought, all right, I've got a rough idea of the 5 enemy units' locations. He ordered the Deathhound, wait here. If you see any spirit beasts trying to run, you can eat them. It immediately sat down obediently. Good boy, Izuki praised. A notification panel appeared, activating Thunderbreak, Thunderquake 3. He gave a faint smile and shouted, Time for me to make my move too. At that moment, 2 monsters were running frantically towards him. A bolt of blue lightning struck them directly. Izuki appeared, quickly finishing off the monsters. A notification panel appeared, activating Black Wall, Black Ice Wall. Another lightning bolt pierced through another monster. The bolts of lightning continuously tore the monsters' bodies apart. Izuki charged straight at a large monster with its claws raised. He leaped high into the air, creating a dark purple orb in his hand. A system notification appeared, activating Azure Orb Piercing Sphere. The orb was instantly fired, piercing straight through the monster's body. He landed on the ground. A notification panel appeared, crit rate plus 1%. Flawed crit crystal. Total crit rate 3%. Izuki thought, my crit rate went up again. It's at 3% now. As he ran straight for the pillar of light in the center, he considered the statistics. For every 100 attacks, about 3 of them should be critical hits. I'll probably get to see my first crit soon enough. Even so, this is the first time I've seen a stone pillar this close. He silently calculated, if I break the stone pillar, the barrier will disappear, right? 1 hit should be enough. The system suddenly appeared, enemy unit detected, recovering 10% mana. Izuki froze. There's still 1 more. He stopped, and a current of lightning immediately surrounded him. Black tentacles struck straight at Izuki. As they lunged down, he quickly leaned back to dodge. Izuki thought if I hadn't noticed the fluctuation in mana and stayed on guard this whole time, I would have been impaled just now. He looked towards the distant pillar of light and realized. So it was hiding behind the stone pillar. A shadowy figure appeared. Izuki assessed it internally, a different kind of spirit beast from the ones before. Outside the blue barrier, Ibezia stared wide-eyed, still in shock from the explosion. Yusuke advised him, even Tenma can't stop all of the spirit beasts. It's too dangerous outside, so just wait in here. He asked Yusuke sadly, will I really get Izuki killed one day? Yusuke immediately replied the master was just exaggerating, so don't worry too much. Ibezia hesitated, but Thinking about it, I really am just a burden to him. He looked toward the barrier and said, the level of the spirit beasts inside the sixfold barrier is 2050. Are you confident you can defeat a level 26 spirit beast? Ibezia lowered his head sadly and answered, I'm not sure. Yusuke patted his shoulder and said, don't be so down. I'm not saying you're weak. When I was your age, I didn't even have the courage to enter the sixfold barrier and fight the spirit beasts. Ibezia exclaimed in surprise. Even you, Yusuke. He explained, the difference between the spirit beast in the shadow barrier and the sixfold barrier isn't just their level. Ibezia asked, what else is there? Yusuke replied, the spirit beasts inside the shadow barrier have no intelligence. They're simply creatures that repeat an endless cycle of slaughter and destruction. He recalled a giant tiger and continued, they're strong, sure, but if you make a plan, you'll find plenty of ways to kill them. But inside the sixfold barrier, just like us humans, there can be spirit beasts with intelligence. Inside the barrier, a monster slowly walked toward Izuki. It spoke coldly. Did I miss? Looks like it has some kind of sensory skill. The system appeared General of the Four Directions, level 34. Meanwhile, Yusuke was saying, among the younger generation Tenma's peers, only a few can stand against a spirit beast of that level. Izuki's face darkened as he muttered, just as I thought. The spirit beasts in this barrier are different from the ones I've faced before, Yusuke explained. So the reason you feel like a burden to Tenma isn't because you're immature. It's simply because he's too strong. Izuki said coldly, you saw through my skill in just a few seconds. And on top of that, you can speak human language, so I've finally met you, the intelligent spirit beast I've heard about. The monster sneered. What nonsense are you spouting? Are you begging for your life? It looked at Izuki and remarked, I thought you were strong, but it turns out you're just a level 1 coward who can only tremble before me. He smiled and retorted, I'm just getting excited. I've wanted to ask your kind something for a very long time. Since you can talk, why don't you give me an answer? It stepped forward and replied, very well. If that is your final wish, I shall grant it. A flame erupted from Izuki's body, his eyes glowing fiery red. He yelled, do you know what pain is? Hearing this declaration of war, the General of the Four Directions scoffed. A mere human thinks he can make me feel pain. Don't be so arrogant. It then declared forcefully, causing pain is a privilege reserved for our kind alone. Next, the General of the Four Directions unleashed tentacles as sharp as blades. They swept through everything they touched, while Izuki looked for a way to get closer. Quick as a flash, he struck a surprise blow, knocking the General of the Four Directions back a short distance. Izuki wondered to himself, is it down? No. Its mana is surging even stronger, he keenly realized, and its tentacles are getting faster. However, Izuki believed, but when it comes to speed, I still have the advantage. While he was distracted, it silently sent a tentacle behind Izuki's back for a sneak attack. Luckily, he managed to dodge it in time, cursing internally, damn it, my strength is too weak. I can't even cut off its head, and my attacks are barely doing any damage. The General of the Four Directions was quite surprised. At your level, you shouldn't be this fast. What is your real level? Even so, it remained disdainful. Whatever. No matter how fast you are to me, you're still just an insect. While attacking, the General of the Four Directions taunted him relentlessly. Even if you hit me 100 times with that power, it wouldn't be enough to scratch an itch. But if you take just one of my hits, you'll die. In contrast to its relaxed state, Izuki was forced to dodge its attacks. Tentacles were striking from all sides. He'd block one from behind, only to be hit from the side. Finally unable to defend, he was knocked down hard. A tentacle slammed Izuki against a tree. Even so, he managed to break free and challenged it. If you can do it, then go ahead and try. The General of the Four Directions immediately recognized that state. It's just a skill that increases your speed, isn't it? Let's see how long it takes for you to run out of mana. After observing it, Izuki assessed internally. Those tentacles aren't a skill, they're a part of its body. That's why Super Simulation didn't activate. He lamented inwardly. How many hits was that just now? 18 or 19, it sneered. It's useless. Now Izuki's mana was only at 97 out of 330. Izuki was in a dire situation. I've been using skills continuously. My mana is about to run out. My stamina is drained too. If this keeps up, my speed will drop. In that case, I'll pour everything I have into attacking. And so he silently calculated, planning to increase the frequency of his attacks. If I can just land one critical hit, I'll win right after. Izuki used the glitched crit crystal. Rank unknown. Effect attack. Power is multiplied by 10 times when landing a critical hit. Critical hit rate is 0%. It adds 1% when an enemy with higher attack power than the user is defeated. Glitch effect. The critical hit rate resets to 0 every time the user levels up. He told himself, more. I have to attack more to land a critical hit. I just need to keep swinging my fists. Then Izuki tried to exploit an opening to strike the four-directional general directly. He immediately retaliated with the tentacle stabbing him in the stomach. Meanwhile, the four-directional general mocked, "Just keep charging at me like that." What an idiot. He continued to taunt, "What's wrong? Weren't you going to make me feel pain?" Still alive. Seeing Izuki still moving, the four-directional general praised him. "Your defense stat seems quite high." It seemed this was the trap he had set when he spoke. It's finally here. Just then, the system displayed a notification from the glitched crit crystal. Your next attack will be a critical hit. As expected, the destructive power of Izuki's punch was on a completely different level. A horrifying scream escaped his mouth. A single punch sent the four-directional general flying. He couldn't believe what had just happened. "How did you suddenly punch so hard?" He was just as surprised. "It's stronger than I thought." Not only that, but after the critical hit, all sorts of emotions were surging from deep within his chest. Satisfaction, focus, contentment. I've never felt like this before. And now, even though blood is pouring from my stomach, I don't feel any pain at all. In fact, Izuki felt comfortable. He then asked the four-directional general, "So did you feel any pain from that hit?" He couldn't accept it. What's wrong with this guy? Aren't humans supposed to be weak, fragile creatures? He was clearly over level 40. Those fake stats. What a cheater. "Hey, what are you doing?" This time, it was Izuki's turn to mock. Up until now, spirit beasts have never shown any intelligence. So even when they die, they rarely scream. He gave a twisted smile. But a scream from a spirit beast that can feel pain, that must sound very pleasant to the ears. The four-directional general screamed in terror. "No way. Are you going to crush my head? You're no human." Just as he finished him off, the critical hit rate immediately increased by 1%. Izuki let out a sigh of relief. It's finally over. Glitched crit crystal. Critical hit rate has increased to 4%. Suddenly, he felt strange. As the danger passed, that special feeling was also fading, and the pain from his wound was taking over. At the same time, the barrier had become transparent, which meant there were no spirit beasts left. What's left inside? Izuki thought to himself, if I break this, now only the stone pillar is left. Right after he decisively threw a punch, softer than I thought. A moment later, Izuki was growing tired. He sat down on the ground, telling himself, before I go back, I need to check one thing. Then Izuki mumbled, "Death." Instantly a beast appeared as he finished speaking. Appear. Izuki's jaw dropped in amazement. You've gotten bigger, haven't you? He was even more surprised, and internally, Izuki was shaken. You've gone up 3 levels and 150 stat points. Specific information. Death Hound rank B level 1094, 0.8%. Skill Death Aura rank C. Detects all magical traces in the area, locating and tracing their origins. Death's Desire rank B. Significantly shortens the revival time after the familiar is defeated. Stats attack, 250 speed, 250 defense, 150 magic, 150. Unallocated stat points, 150. His mood visibly brightened, so your body does get bigger when you level up. I wasn't imagining things. That means, Izuki silently wondered, if you go up another 10 levels or so, how big will you get? He was really looking forward to it.